We're going live.
Yep.
All right, I'm ready. Lady.
Oh,
Oh.
gotta love it.
Thank you, chat. I saw you guys all saying no audio, so thank you for that. Appreciate
good
you
now?
guys.
Oh, we're good now. Are we?
Welcome to the trial and error program. My name is Tim Pool. The audio is probably too low, and there's nothing we can do about it because we've been upgrading the set. So we said a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nothing was said. Nothing is done.
Nothing happened so far.
Just ignore it. Wow, the chat is on fire. Look at all
Oh,
you
it's
people
back. All right, everyone
letting
can hear us
know.
now.
You can hear us now.
Yay.
Okay, cool.
But the
Thanks, chat.
the audio does seem to be low right now, and there's nothing I can do. So we've basically been troubleshooting a mixer to get the music setup working, and there are problems with it.
Yeah. Well, they can hear us now,
It's good.
so we can talk. What were we talking about? What were we not talking about
Right.
before? But hey, hello everybody. Thanks for
All right.
thanks for showing
So
up.
long as you
How's
can
it
hear
going?
us,
Yeah.
because it definitely sounds like something's wrong. You start talking, Adam, and I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
this out.
Hey guys, how you doing? Well, thanks for showing up. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of random stuff or nothing. I don't know. Seriously, it's all the same. Everyone keeps sending me all these ideas. Oh wow, whatever you just did, I heard it get a little louder there.
That's right. That's increasing the volume.
So maybe you guys can hear me now. I hope you can hear me. And yeah, it sounds good.
They can hear, right?
Yeah.
Give me noise.
Right.
Go soy Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Right
so,
on.
so as I was saying,
What were you saying?
Project Veritas exposed this huge thing. I mean, this is big. What does it say? The audio stream's current bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. You know what? This is YouTube's end. This is not us.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
So
good. We can
better.
blame others.
Will blame our overlords.
It's
Yeah,
not
no,
us.
that is-
It's them. Yes.
Correct.
This happened before. We used to get warnings where it was like
Too high, right?
it was complaining about something that had nothing to do with. And I'm like, we're on auto, man. It was like your settings are too high. I'm like, well, we can go in and just do manual settings, and so we did that, and it kind of fixed the problem. So it's not necessarily YouTube's fault.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about news and stuff, huh?
Let's talk about the lack of news.
How
Yeah,
y'all doing?
there's-
Oh wait,
Lack.
or news? Is there news or is it the lack
We
of
got
news?
James O'Keefe news.
It looks like there's a trick where if we have the audio not working, everyone super chats us to give us money to let us know it's not working.
Oh, that's
like
like a-
this
it-
trick.
We
trick to
trapped
make
you
it-
all.
Yeah.
We trapped you.
We actually just had some live piano music going, and
Yeah,
that's why
y'all
I had
missed it.
and that's why I had the audio set up, and then we had to
Now
because
you're
we're
now you're
testing stuff.
teasing him, Tim.
Yeah. That's
So,
cool.
everybody.
Sounds great.
So Project Veritas, man.
Yeah, tell me about this. What's going on?
Well, so this is the big first story we'll get into. Project Veritas got an insider and got some undercover interviews exposing a hospital or CBS, one of the two, staging a testing, and
Finally.
they're both kind of blaming each other.
It feels like this has been happening for a while now. People are staging all sorts of different things
know, man.
across the spectrum of the news.
This is
People are
da-
staging stuff to get
I know that right now there's
hits.
some like dude at YouTube who's all like greased up and sweaty, just wait a finger over the ban button on my channel. He's like, say a conspiracy theory, I'll press the button. So I'm like, here you go, buddy, we're doing it.
We're doing it.
Hospital and CBS staged a coronavirus event.
Oh,
We don't know who did it. We
snap.
don't know which one, but one of them did. Project Veritas exposed it. This is all over the news. We got local news outlets covering this. Like it's huge. So it's all over Google, man.
Well,
So
there you have it.
We don't know why they're doing it. The assumption, I suppose, is that they're trying to get money, I guess.
Yeah, right. Because the more COVID patients you have, the more government funding you get. So
Makes
they're
sense.
they're trying to build it up. So like, oh man, we're under fire. We have all these the parking lot's filled and we need
Okay.
more help.
All right, I'm
Is
gonna.
that what it is?
Yes, and I'm gonna do something right now for y'all. So heads up, I am about to crank up the volume. You
Bump
have
up the volume.
Yeah, because one of the things that just happened is our software gain got reduced because of the mixer.
Oh wow, I can see how low it is compared to
Hey,
normal.
We're trying it.
Yeah.
Okay, so bear with us. It might blow your
3,
eardrums.
2, 1.
I'm gonna just keep talking right now,
Quietly
so you can
ease
kind of hear
into
me
that.
still. I don't know. Is it the same? What do you guys think?
That looks better.
Should I use my deep
Hold on.
booming voice?
3, 2, 1.
All right. So how's that sound? Oh yeah, that looks a lot better.
Oh wow.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is my new ASMR voice.
Oh, I like
We were really frustrated
Hello,
a moment
everyone.
ago.
Hey,
you know, so
Lydia.
just hang
Hey,
out with
thanks,
us while we
Adam.
Hey
while we
Lydia, how
complain.
are you?
I'm great. How are you, Adam?
I'm so good.
All of the
It's
news,
so nice.
all of the news is all the same. Everything is the same. Everything is boring. I'm just
Yes.
We're trying to be calm, Tim.
like all the top stories are like Donald Trump disagreed with someone, and I'm like,
Ugh.
is this all you got?
Everyone's saying it's much better, the sound. So good
There
job.
you go.
Good job, Tim.
Nailed it.
Yeah, so basically what happened is we have the microphones are different from the mixer. The mixer's got a direct input, so it's much louder. So we're like playing with trying to get the jam cam to work. Is the jam cam on?
I think it is.
It is on.
Is it on? Check it out.
Switch
Jam.
over there.
Yeah, the
Aw,
jam
snap.
cam.
Yeah, so there's a lot to be done, but we're getting it set up so that we can play music and stuff. Anyway, we can talk about what's going on with this James O'Keefe story
Yeah, let's
and
do it.
Cherry Health. So let's do this. I did cover this earlier, but we do have an update. James O'Keefe got an email. Let's get started.
Yeah.
This is a story from Fox 17 West Michigan. It is in fact not the Project Veritas story itself. I will pull that up because they do have updates. But I'm showing this. This is a credible story. Cherry Health CBS News accused of staging coronavirus testing site footage. Project Veritas report details alleged order for staff to fill out waiting line. So I recently went to California, and there
You did?
I did.
Just
kidding.
And in this area we were, there was a testing site for coronavirus.
Interesting.
Empty.
Okay.
Every day. Nothing.
Seriously?
In fact, yeah. And there were cones blocking it.
So you couldn't even get in if you wanted to?
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
you could run the
No.
cones over.
No.
But
Or
this
get out and
was
move
for like
one.
4 days.
Huh.
There was just nothing going on there. So I don't know. Hey man, don't look at me. I have no idea what they were supposed to be doing or what they wanted to be doing, but they weren't doing anything. So then when I saw this story, this is interesting because there have been a bunch of videos. Let me show you this video. This is just some dude on YouTube, News Sprocket, I saw. He claims Hawaii Urgent Care was caught lying about coronavirus testing, and he shows photos. Here's like a clip from the video. Let me actually jump forward. They apparently said, they had to turn people away because of how many cars had shown up.
Yeah.
And this dude's like, I'm here, and there's like nothing going on. They're lying.
And even the ones that they did show, there was only 2 cars.
Right.
It's like, what? What you did show, you're only showing 2
weird.
cars? Like, come
This
on.
creepy stuff. This is why they don't like Veritas.
Doesn't make sense.
So I can't tell you who did it, right? Let's read the story, actually. This is from Fox 17. They're reporting on it. They say the allegations from Project Veritas says that at least one employee from Cherry Health was told by a superior to get in their car and join the line of people being tested for COVID-19 at the heart of the city health center. The center was one of several locations across the country being featured in a report by CBS News. The piece was published Friday, May 1st. According to the Project Veritas report, one of Cherry Health's directors ordered personnel to enter the line in their vehicles. In undercover videos, the staff claims that swab tests were not being done during the segments recording to protect the actual patients that were in line. The report by CBS News focused on the need for medical gowns and N95 masks. On May 6th, CBS removed all mention of Cherry Health and added a note to the story highlighting the questions surrounding the video footage. In a statement to Project Veritas, CBS News President Susan Zirinsky said, CBS News did not stage anything at the Cherry Health facility. Any suggestion to the contrary is 100% false. These allegations are alarming. We reached out to Cherry Health to address them immediately. They informed us for the first time that one of their chief officers told at least one staffer to get in the testing line along with real patients. No one from CBS News had any knowledge of this before tonight. They also said that their actions did not prevent any actual patients from being tested. We take the accuracy of our reporting very seriously, and we are removing the Cherry Health portion from the piece. But wait, there's more.
Well, I just can't. I think it's hilarious. There at least one staffer.
Check it out.
They said at least one.
You know why they're doing that?
But it's not saying anything.
But you know why they're saying at least one?
Sure.
That way here's the way I see it. You can verify
Okay.
that they had a staffer in that line.
Okay.
And so by admitting to one of them, they can try and downplay, like, it's not that big a deal, it's just one person.
Well,
when it was
what's the reason for that one?
Exactly.
Even if it was just one, why? Why are you having one
They're
person
caught, dude,
go
they're
get in the
busted.
line?
They're busted.
Exactly.
because they
They're
probably had
busted.
more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
According to the undercover report, they had like the entire line itself, except for like one or two people. They staged the whole thing.
It feels like it.
Well, so maybe, right? So Fox 17 got a statement. They say Fox 17 reached out to Cherry Health for a comment. A spokesperson sent us this statement from Miss Blackman. Cherry Health is fortunate to be recognized nationally for our quality as we continue removing barriers to healthcare for those less fortunate. I'm sorry, that has nothing to do with anything.
I was just thinking that.
Cherry Health's COVID-19 drive-through testing process requires patients to be pre-screened through our hotline to determine who should receive a test. On the day of the CBS interview, 34 pre-screened individuals received tests. Yeah, on the day of. To date, we have completed close to 600 COVID-19 tests at our Heart of the City Health Center. We also shared with CBS this morning that on the day of their interview, our supply of personnel protection equipment was at a 2-week supply level. To my knowledge, CBS this morning did not stage any part of their visit to our site. Let me break this down for you. For those that don't speak journalismese, let me tell you how they manipulate. I'm not kidding, man.
Please enlighten us.
Here's what we do. They say, on the day of the CBS interview, 34 pre-screened individuals received tests. Okay. What are standard hospital hours? 24 hours?
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yep.
So if we were to break this down over 24 hours, I believe that would actually be unfair. You know why? Because the average person who wants to get a test, they're not going to come at midnight, right?
Right, of course.
So let's just say what, like, I don't know, 8 a.m.
to 7 p.m.
8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we're looking at, around 11 hours, 36, 3 people per hour.
Yeah.
But they had a big line.
How?
Now it's possible. Look, I'm just doing some math, right? But maybe they all showed up at the same time for lunch. Nobody's working, though.
Okay.
So I'll break this down for you. What they're doing is a trick to make you think that 34 people were in line. It's assumptive language, and it's a very common sales pressure technique, PR manipulation technique. You'll say something where you want the other person to make an assumption. That way you can always feign, like you can deny responsibility.
Okay.
So I would say this. So it's like you go, did you actually have 34 people, or like, did you actually have a huge line of people? Well, 34 people were getting tested that day. Well, what about during the CBS report?
Right.
We, like I said, 34 people that day had gotten tests.
You're not answering.
Yeah, but how many people were in the line at the time?
Right.
Oh, honestly, I don't deal with the ground stuff. I can just let you know that we had 34 people.
That doesn't
That's what
seem
they
like
did the
much.
first time, right? But we have updates. We have updates.
Oh, do
So
update us.
CBS News blames Cherry Health Clinic for staging fake COVID-19 test line, takes down story from YouTube. This is amazing. But it gets crazier because James O'Keefe actually uncovered an email from someone, from between them the night before.
Yeah.
So they're lying.
What? Someone in CBS sent an email?
Well, let me pull it up. He says, Project Veritas just obtained an email that occurred last night between Cherry Health CEO Tasha Blackman and CBS News reporter Andrena Diaz that conflicts with the on-the-record statements given by both organizations. Oh, yeah.
Snap.
Why is it playing this audio? That's James talking, but we're going to pause it.
Get cut off.
I guess it's just, I can't make it stop playing, whatever.
You keep saying Cherry Health, and
Cherry Health.
all I can think of is Cherry Hill from V for Vendetta. Isn't that where Cherry Hill? Isn't that
No.
where they
Cherry Hill
released
is just a city in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is the
what was the
city
city in
that they released the virus in V for Vendetta?
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
Look it up.
Don't worry, it's
Look it up while
that's
we
what
read
I keep
this.
thinking about that though. It's funny. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Here we go.
So this is what the email said. I am learning. So this is from Tasha Blackman. I am learning that some of our staff may have been hanging around near the testing tent.
Oh, gosh.
And some even may have pulled their cars up to get in the video and or make it look a bit busier. I am sure many staff were anxious to show you just how busy things can get. Sometimes busted.
Oh my
More than one
goodness.
person.
That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
So who's lying?
Uh-huh.
Who's lying?
They just wanted to be in the video. They just,
They're just hanging around.
oh, I might get in the news.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
see.
man.
Hey, mom, look, you can see me in the line.
Wow. So they issued lies to everyone.
Yep.
Busted.
Busted.
This is why I think they were saying there was one person at least, because they didn't know what was going to come out. This is look, you know what, man? This is the problem. We're hearing all these stories about hospitals faking this stuff,
Yep.
and now we have confirmation that I don't know who. It sounds like from this email, This woman, the CEO, is acknowledging they staged it.
Cherry Health.
CBS said they claimed they did.
Yeah.
So if we got this email where she's like, I'm learning that some of our staff may have done this, and CBS is saying they informed us they did, first of all, CBS is lying too. But it seems like, I mean, you know what? I got to stop right now. They're both lying.
Why do you think CBS is?
CBS said they were told just now that one person was in line.
Right.
Yet in
and
an
that
email last night,
beforehand,
CBS, the reporter was told more than one staff. That our staff may have been hanging around, may have gotten to make things look busy. So CBS straight up lied.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Damn.
Wasn't there something else they lied about?
CBS also used footage of Italy in there.
That was them who did
Yep.
that?
It was them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder when you see videos like this, right? This is just like a smaller YouTube channel. This is a video that's going around as well. It's got 2,000 views, claiming that Hawaii did the same thing. Now, there's also a QAnon hashtag in there, and that immediately destroys all of the credibility of the people making these claims. And I don't think they realize that, but for those of you that are listening, if you find or uncover something and you put anything related to QAnon or pizza or anything, you will immediately make sure the story is completely destroyed, killed instantly. I warn all. This is why I tell people, conspiracy theories are not your friend. Even if you think you have proof and evidence, the moment you try and claim it, everyone will just drop you in the trash immediately. They won't want to associate with it. They won't listen to you.
Yeah.
You're gone.
What if it's true though?
That's too bad. He discredited himself.
You got to take a different angle.
Yeah. So this is why one of the things I think about a lot of these conspiracy theories is that they're purposeful pit traps.
Okay.
So I don't want to get into the specifics of some of them, but I've done a fair amount of research on some of them, and again, avoiding certain specifics for certain reasons. There's one where I know for a fact people made things up, and I know what was made up and why.
Okay.
And then I see people every day on Twitter, being like, I know this is true. I know this is true. One of the pit traps that you'll end up seeing too is like the CDC reducing the number.
Yeah. I
Totally
remember
fake. Never happened. And so these things immediately. So like, let's say you actually have footage of this Hawaii place staging something.
Right.
And then because you're convinced that your tribe is correct and you're right, you throw in a hashtag like QAnon. You've immediately just proven to any regular person. Like, I'm not talking about journalists who are going to lie. I'm talking about regular people are going to see that and go, not interested. Gone. Your evidence is worthless to me.
I feel like most people don't have any idea what QAnon means.
They're going to look it up and they're going to see nothing but smears. It's a pit trap. It's a trick to get you to discredit anything you might actually find. There are a bunch of conspiracy theories where this happens. And I'm like, you may have uncovered government malfeasance, but they set these traps so that when you come out and say it, they can easily point at you and go, oh, they're a crazy person. And then everyone says, you're right. So it's kind of like, Bob Lazar,
Yeah.
the UFO guy. One of the things that people have said, and Joe talked about this on the podcast on his show, they may have given him all this false information so that if he ever went out to the press, no one would believe him.
Okay.
Not only that, no one would know what the government really had. So let's say the government was developing real anti-grav tech or something. You bring a guy in, you show him the real tech, but then you also show him 50 fake techs. Then when he goes out and blows the whistle or whatever, he tells everyone all this crazy nonsense, and then people are like, that's ridiculous. What? This is not real. And no one will know which one actually was. Okay. So that's why you got to avoid this stuff. If you go out and you find something, you got to avoid the conspiracy stuff. And, even if you take offense at the idea of the word conspiracy, I mean literal conspiracies. Like if you find a hospital staging an event, just put up the video.
Yep.
Don't try and claim it has anything to do with anything else, because you're falling for these pit traps, man. But yeah, dude.
Good point.
This is it. I mean, Veritas has basically at least uncovered one of them. Why would they do it? That's my question.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Because
why? What is the reasoning?
Well, think about what they said, right? She says, we also shared with CBS this morning that on the day of their interview, our supply of PPE was at a 2-week supply level.
Right, so that it could only last for 2 more weeks.
CBS said they were in need.
Well, I would think they're in need if they're at 2 weeks. Like, that doesn't feel like a lot.
Then what are they saying here? Like, why is she saying they're at a 2-week level?
Yeah, why would they even disclose that information?
Who's lying? Both of them are lying, to be honest. But why do it?
Yeah.
CBS...
Because they needed more funding, probably. They probably needed that amount of PPE gear. They're like, oh, man, we need more. We're running out. We got to, make
Why
it
would they
seem
need
like we
PPE gear if there's no one getting tested?
That's also a good point. If they're not even using it.
If they're
don't need
staging the size of the line, what do they need the gear for?
Well, then it makes me think that it has
You're the
nothing to do
expert.
with the gear.
Am I?
Yeah.
So I think probably the reason that they want more gear is because it's not just about gear. It's about getting federal funding for their hospital. It's about getting Medicare and Medicaid.
All right, let's take it a step further. If it's not that, maybe it's someone who's actually telling them we need to make this seem that it's worse than it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what I really think it is, because if they're not even using the gear, they don't need the gear. So what's the reasoning to make people seem or think that this is still going on? It's still really bad. We still need to have everything locked down when everyone's like, no, we're done
Whoa.
with this.
I just realized something.
What?
You know that saying from George Carlin? Think about how stupid the average person is.
Yeah.
Now I realize half of them are stupider than that. I just realized. Think about how boring life is. Now realize half of all the news stories you've read have been sensationalized.
Oh,
The
man.
world is substantially more boring than you think it is.
That's so true.
Like, there's nothing going on at these places. Nothing is happening. What if we are in a simulation, but like the kid turned on The Sims and just like went to college and his computer is just on
auto mode.
Suspend. Just
Yeah.
suspend for like the next several hundred
The
thousand.
screensaver's on.
Yeah, seriously,
Just,
this
like,
all makes sense.
Waiting for
We
the
are-
screensaver is COVID.
We are a game of The Sims
Yeah.
operating on some kid's computer, and he went off to college, and it's sitting in his room, and his parents just leave it on suspend.
Or someone started playing Plague Inc. at the same time, and then it like the computer just
We're running in the
splices them
background.
together.
Yeah.
We're running in the background on some dude's
Getting
old
splash
computer.
damage from Plague Inc.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just slowly going.
Oh,
Oh
gosh.
man.
It's
Makes
boring
sense.
though. You know, like all of these news stories that come out, they've sensationalized everything. There was a video I covered this a few years ago. There's a video of someone like a car blowing up in Iraq, I think, and then a bunch of people run in and then lay down and start rolling around on the ground, and then journalists run up and start filming it.
Like they're the ones who got hit by it.
Like the people who were on the ground rolling around, like they got hit by an explosion. I swear to God, it's like I have the video. The explosion happens. They all run in, lay down, and start rolling around on the ground.
Wow.
There's tons of videos like this. Here's what's crazy about it, though. You don't know who staged the video, right? So let's use a more contemporary example. There's those videos of the nurses or the people wearing scrubs in the middle of the street,
Right.
and there's the woman hanging out of the car screaming, "Go to China if you want communism."
Yeah.
That photo goes viral. No one knows who these nurses are. Turns out some people have claimed they have evidence they're not really. It was staged. But then another video comes out where you see two people wearing scrubs on a corner, and some woman's filming them. She's like, "What are you doing?" And they walk in the street, stand in front of the car, stage a photo with some journalists, and then they run off. And she goes, "I caught you. It's staged. I caught you."
Yeah, I remember that.
Everybody thinks that video is legit, but both of them could be staged.
That's true.
Yeah. So a lot of people were questioning whether that video of the woman catching them staging it was staged itself.
It's all one big stage.
Dude, everyone is just lying and pushing propaganda to gain political power.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
We're just simply a 15-minute fame window. They're like, oh look, I'm on the news now.
It's
Yes!
war, man.
Yeah.
It's war. It's like I was saying before. When it comes to like, what's the purpose of actual war, like shooting and stuff?
To take over someone else's property, basically.
Take control of something.
Take control. Yeah.
Resources, territory, shut down a certain ideology, retaliation, revenge. It's all about like you being in control of something, but you don't need to fight to get that anymore if you can trick people.
That's true.
So now it's just the internet is a constant state of civil war.
Yeah.
This is what's really frustrating because, you know, for those of you that are listening, we were like trying to figure out what to talk about. And I'm like, you know, we did talk about, I did a segment on this already. Then I saw that James O'Keefe was like, we got a new email. It's like confirmed. And I'm like, oh, we should definitely talk about this. But we're just all like, the news repeats itself every day. Every single day I'll see like 10 stories where it's like, Trump is disagreeing with someone else. And I'm like, how is that news?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever had a job? Have you ever disagreed with someone at that job? Is that news? Oh, apparently. And then you see these pundits on Twitter. Everything is like semantics without calling anybody out. You'll see someone say something like, Trump is being ridiculous. And I'm like, bro, that's not an idea. That's not an argument. You're not arguing anything.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this? And that's what the news is. Like the front page story right now is apparently like, what's her name? Kayleigh McEnany?
Yeah.
She told the media that they wrote fake news. And I'm like, I know it feels good to see her be like, you guys published fake news too. And it's like, yeah.
And
Yeah.
You know, why is that the front page? Like, why? It's not. I shouldn't say front page because I'm not referring
It's
to a
like a
specific
gotcha.
paper.
it's also not shocking.
That's fine
anymore.
too,
No.
though. But I'm just saying, like, the news is just every day, Like, dude, it's all reality TV. We
It
are
is.
literally we're watching The Real President of America. That's the show. It's called Real Presidents of the United States. Real Journalists of America, and it's like watching a journalist stand up and be like, "You, sir, are an absurd man," and well, don't you tell me you're fake news. And it's like WWE brought to life. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
Yeah, dude. It's just, and I'm trying to weed through this and figure out if something's actually happening.
Yeah.
But I think what we're in for, some things happen. Sometimes things happen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like a thing might happen. Like today, Project Veritas did some real reporting, and now there's a thing.
Yes.
But typically things don't happen. And I remember hearing stories of like the BBC. They used to like shut off at night, and it
Okay.
would say things like, "There's no news." That was it. And
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, and there was like radio reports would be like, "There's no news today. Carry on." Just play music.
Life's good.
But today,
great.
Carry on.
it's
on
all
doing life.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
yeah, do your thing. Nothing happened today. There is no news for the day of whatever. So what we get now is like, what did Don Lemon do? Man, that guy is the worst. It's
What'd he do?
I hope he looks into the camera and he goes, "Donald Trump, why do you not like Obama? Is it because he's better looking than you?"
Wow.
And it's like this. It's so annoying. It's this really long, drawn out. He pauses for like 5 seconds in between each sentence.
I saw it trending. I just couldn't
it 'cause-
get myself to watch
Yeah.
it.
Is
Like, nah.
Michelle Obama more attractive than your wife?
Seriously,
What?
that's the kind of
What
stuff
is-
he was saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And I'm watching this, and I know exactly what it is. It is not directed at Trump.
It's hilarious though.
It's not for Trump at all. It's for the audience who hates Trump, and they
Yep.
know it.
That's so true.
I'm just so sick of everything.
I'm not saying he's hilarious. It's sad, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That
laughable.
that's what they're reporting. It's like the main thing.
It's not reporting.
It's not. It's well, I mean, technically that's what he's doing, but it's an opinion, really.
It's a TV show called The Real Journalists of America.
Yeah.
And it's like, just, you know what, man, I'm just done. Just take Don Lemon and take Hannity, put them in a house together, lock the door for 30 days, and put some cameras in there, and we'll watch what happens. And that's what you want, isn't it? This is what you want, right? You know what?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, this is not enough for you? How about we do that?
Is that
Let's-
not why we are here?
I mean, actually, you know what's funny is I think Vice actually did something like this. They took a Proud Boy and Antifa and like made him sit down and talk.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
It's like this is what people want, man. They want to see
What happened?
You know what?
I'm really interested.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious.
It
What
was
the heck?
actually kind of bad in my opinion, and I think the Antifa guy got up and left.
Oh, really?
Oh.
You know what?
Were they arguing or was it just like
Yeah,
boring?
totally.
Oh, they
arguing.
were. Okay.
You know what? I just realized it. We're done talking.
We're done.
Just take Don Lemon and Sean Hannity in a boxing match. There you go.
Oh. Yeah.
That'll
Oh.
satisfy
Cool.
everybody, right?
No. I don't know.
Rachel Maddow and Sean Hannity.
Yeah.
Laura Ingram and Rachel
I
Maddow.
don't care
Yes, there
about
you go.
these
Because you
people.
got to
Weight
have
class.
like gender
I
class
don't
and
care
weight
about
class.
any of those people.
But that would be way
No,
more
but
interesting.
what I mean is when Don Lemon goes on TV and he's like, "Trump, is Obama better looking than you?" I'm like, dude, you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not talking to Trump. He wants all of the people who hate Trump to go, "Oh no, he just did it! Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh man, did you see Don Lemon, dude? He just dumped Trump. Damn boy." That's what they want. That's what it is.
What they want.
That was so entertaining
That's
watching
it.
you do
I
that.
like that.
It is the lowest of lowbrow.
Yeah.
So why
I can see
bother
that.
talking anymore? Just, man, put him in the boxing ring. And then people are going to be like, "Yeah, hit him. That's what we want to see, right?
Knock 'em,
I'm
sock 'em, robots.
I'm so over all of it.
I would prefer that over the regular news. that
You know-
I'm seeing there. Yeah.
I'm actually really happy to see this expose from Project Veritas, because the other story, and we'll just talk about it. We'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Op-ed from the New York Times. This is what I covered on my main channel.
What is it?
"We believe you, Tara Reid. Joe Biden did it.
Oh my God! This
We're
whole
going to vote
thing.
for him anyway."
This
Oh.
is so stupid. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my Lanta.
So at this point, everything's fake. Everyone's lying. Why should anybody care? You know what the craziest thing about it is, though? It's like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
You've seen that movie?
Of course.
For those that haven't seen the movie,
Great movie.
It's about
Hilarious.
it's about 500 years in the future. The general idea, it's from Mike Judge, smart dude. the idea is that evolution is just rewarding those who reproduce the most. So people who are smart aren't surviving. You know, they're like waiting too long, not having kids, and then dumb people are just having tons of kids, and then eventually the future is just tons of really dumb people. He got his general premise wrong, but his picture of the future kind of right. Like the
so
premise isn't that stupid people have too many kids. It's a good idea. The premise is that our luxury makes us soft. and afraid and weak. And it's actually have you seen every episode of The Next Generation?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty
sure I have. Yeah.
Do you see the one where the planet is trying to kidnap Wesley and all the kids from the Enterprise?
Yeah.
So they have a computer system that takes care of all of their needs. So they have no idea how to survive. And the solar radiation or the radiation damage from their planetary shields is slowly, killing them. It's radiation poisoning. So then they start to like take kids or whatever. But they've lived for so long with everything. Or Wally's a good example too. Okay. A bunch of big fat people floating around on chairs. Everything is taken care of for them.
Yep.
They end up becoming weak and unable. So this is what we have now. We have politics that has become WWE. Everything's a lie. People just want to win. They don't care about principles. And these people are going to be jamming the square peg to the round hole in terms of our economic policy. And there's nothing we can do about it. Because the people who are voting are the people who like watching the mud wrestling. They want to see, the Don Lemon guy fight the conservative guy and roll around in the mud.
Jersey Shore was a huge hit. People loved making fun of it and watching it, and Real Housewives of whatever city we're
getting President Kanye.
You think so?
Definitely. I don't know about definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm
Honestly,
ready.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The Kardashians, man, they know how to play the game.
Do you ever listen to his rant in the concert that he like went crazy supposedly?
Like a while ago?
I don't know how long ago, but he's like up on this stage and he's like, the government lied to you, the big pharma lied to you, and he's just yelling all these conspiracy things to the crowd, and everyone's like, yeah. But then like he disappeared for a while, and it was like he came back and he's like, no, everything's cool.
little cuckoo.
Somebody called him out and they were like,
I feel like he knows he like got into the millionaires club. And then they were like, oh, yeah, Kanye, come on. Here, look at all these secrets we know.
Yep.
And he's like, what?
What?
No. And then, like, went nuts. And then somehow, it's like that the Chinese reporter, the Chinese doctor, the reporter, I think, who disappeared for 2 months.
And then came back
was like, everything's wonderful.
China's great.
It's
like, we know what happened,
It's like, wait a minute.
Well, so
Kanye, dude. Something switched in there.
The main point of what I was bringing up for this one is the whole, Joe Biden thing.
Okay.
Because it's not...
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just like it was a New York Times op-ed saying, you know what? We're going to own it. We believe Tara Reid. Whatever. We're voting Biden anyway. The point I'm bringing this up is, I respect it. You know what I don't respect? What? The lies and the double standards where they're like, well, Joe Biden is innocent and we don't think. Nah, just come on, say it, man. You never cared. It was all just about getting power. That's what you want to do, right?
That's it.
Man. So here's what's freaky about the whole thing for me. To actually come out and admit straight up, you're like, we said we cared about this stuff. We just wanted to win. So we're going to vote for Biden. I'm going to own it. These people don't care about policy. They don't care about principle. They have no plan and they have no argument.
Yeah.
Now they're going to get political power.
We don't care. We hate Trump. Anything to get rid of Trump.
No, it's not.
Period.
It's not.
That's some of their arguments, though.
Right. But I'm talking about these people they just want to win. Like, they just want the keys. Like, give me the keys to the castle, man. I want to go up in the tower and hang out with the millionaires, man. The ones who are giving Kanye all the secrets. I want secrets.
That's fair.
So they'll say whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And then once they get in, someone hands them like a stack of folders and they're like, which economic plan do we do? And they're like, duh, I don't know, man. I just live here. I have no idea how any of this stuff works.
I mean, I only just got the keys.
It's not that. It's like walking into this you're in a factory, right? You walk in, everything's going haywire, and you there's a dude in an office wearing a suit, and you run in and you're like, what do we do? It's like, I don't know, man. I never did anything here. I just sit here to look like I'm in charge. I mean, they just wanted me. Actually, it reminds me of Family Guy. You ever see that episode where they put him in charge of the cigarette company?
No.
Because he's just a moron and that gets him out of the way, so they make him CEO and let him do whatever. It's something like that. That's what it is.
Just makes me think of Adam West, though.
Oh, he's amazing.
Adam West is great, yeah. But
he is the best.
He's a clueless mayor, though, right?
Yeah.
Or is it mayor?
He's not clueless. He's just
He is
nuts.
the mayor, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
he's just
crazy, cuckoo.
Yeah,
something
out
like
of
that.
it. Nah, I'm sorry, man. Mayor West, rest in peace. Would be a much better leader than what we're getting right
my
now.
favorite Family Guy character.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
no, hold on. Because
I got to agree.
the Mayor West of Coag, played by Adam West,
Yeah.
actually cared.
That's true.
And he was convinced of bad policies. There was that one episode where they changed the drinking age to 50, and then
to 50.
Yeah, and because Brian is 50 in dog years, 56, he was able to buy alcohol for everybody.
Oh, that's funny.
So then Peter and them are using him to get drunk. But then they decide to get the law changed. They go to Adam West's house, and he's with Peter's sister-in-law or whatever, who's drinking wine, and they're like, wait a minute, she's not 50. You can't give her, alcohol. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, we'll change the law back. Wow. Like, you actually said, hey, this doesn't work because you did this. And he goes, I didn't realize that. Let me fix it. That is way more than you get from a ton of these politicians who are willing to say whatever they want to say just to get power. I mean, look at what Joe Biden's done with his life. Look at the weird scandals, the cronyism.
He's lied for a long time.
Oh, that video that went viral.
Yeah.
What
I don't even know how long. Yeah, well, I watched it. Basically, what it is him telling, I guess it's a room full of reporters, like, I graduated at top of my class. I have 3 PhDs from, and I was a lawyer and all these other things. It's like, and then they're finding out he was like,
all of it was
bottom 10%. He graduated with just 1 degree.
He made it all up.
What?
And you know what he said? I'm sorry, my memory failed me.
And that was a long time ago.
Dude, if your memory is failing you when you're in your 40s and now you're 78 and you want to be president, man, I don't know where your memory's going at this point. But he couldn't even remember a name. So think about the kind of person he is.
That's true.
He is a swamp monster.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is a different kind of monster.
Right.
Donald Trump is an American culture monster.
Okay.
But Americans like American culture stuff.
That's true.
So you can argue for good or for bad. I'm not here to defend Trump. I hate bringing him up in reference to Biden. But Joe Biden is the swamp. He embodies it. He brings his kid to foreign countries, gets him jobs, flies him on a plane to China, doing this big deal. His son's buddies are getting these kickbacks. You get all the media lining this stuff up in 2014, Joe Biden, soft corruption, all this other stuff. And then what happens? Oh, now he's president.
Well,
now you got to leave him alone.
He's a wannabe president.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Now he's running for president. That's what I mean.
Thank you.
Now he's running. No, Joe Biden is not president. No, he's running for president.
Wasn't gonna let that one go by.
No, that was a. I misspoke. I misspoke. I apologize. I hope this doesn't reflect poorly on me, and I will still have your vote come November.
No, he's the swamp monster that is the prop for all the monsters that are already embedded that want the puppet to do what they want them to do. That's the vibe I get anyway. Obviously, I don't know any truth in that.
I wonder if Trump really is draining the swamp in that capacity, or if the swamp is just draining. Like, what I mean is Trump a symptom of the draining swamp? Like, the swamp wasn't strong enough to keep him out? You know how I've described it before?
He just like run and jumps into the swamp, and it just all the water gets splashed out, and now the fish are just flapping.
You know what I don't understand about the progressives? So the way I described it before is you have this big ivory tower.
Okay.
And you have people like Biden and Pelosi. There's the keys to the castle Democrats. So they just want to be let in.
Yep.
They don't want to do anything for you. They don't care. Just let them in the castle, give them the money. They want to kick back and not do any real work. That's what happens. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi. I have all this ice cream. I couldn't live without it. It's like, dude, your district is full of human waste.
Yep.
There's a lot you could be doing right now. But you know what? Fine, whatever. It's your retirement. I get it. So here's what happens. Bernie Sanders starts marching up with, a torch and a bunch of people behind him. And he bangs on the door. Let us in. The people are angry and want to change. And then they look down and they go away, Bernie. And they start throwing stuff at him. And he's like, oof. And then the other side, they have a bull with this crazy orange hair. And they just let him go. And he runs full speed and smashes through the door and starts going like stomping around and smashing windows. And all of the elites, the Republicans and Democrats, are screeching and running around. What do we do? What do we do? And they can't reason with the bull. The bull's just like,
I'm a bull.
Yeah, just runs up the stairs, starts stomping around. Bull. And so the point I'm making is Donald Trump clearly is not a part of this crony structure.
Yeah.
You can argue there's a ton of things wrong with Trump for sure.
That's true.
But I wonder,
get that vibe. You're right.
I wonder why the progressives haven't just at this point been like, you know what, sit back and let the bull run its course. And
I mean, Trump was a Democrat, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
for a while.
He went back and forth.
Yeah, he goes back and forth. It doesn't matter.
But a lot of his policies are moderate. And that's not coming from me. That's Vox.com's Matthew Iglesias. I believe it was Matthew Iglesias' left-wing website said Trump ran as a moderate. You can call him far right all you want, but that media smear doesn't work. That's like the establishment trying to knock him down.
Okay.
There's a lot of things wrong with the man in terms of, character and the way he should be behaving as president, things like that. You can have a conversation about that. But what I don't get is the progressives should have just been like, we'll just wait this one out. You know what I mean? Like after the bull is done and tired and then leaves the building and just goes off to graze in the pasture, then Bernie and your people can, knock on, like there's no door left. They can walk right in.
Yeah, the door's been knocked down.
So I think what would really happen is after the bull leaves, the people who brought the bull will then stand next to the people who brought Bernie, and there'll be a conversation. And it might not be Bernie, but like the establishment is on its last leg. The only reason the media entertained the Biden stuff is because it was put out by the progressives, and they knew they were in trouble. With the New York Times, I'd be willing to bet when they ran that defense piece for Biden, they started getting tons of emails from people being like, "What are you doing? Why are you defending this man?" Because a lot of people who read New York Times are probably Bernie supporters. Democrats are split. So the New York Times was probably scared their bottom line was getting hit, flip-flopped and called for an investigation. Then all of a sudden the dominoes started falling down and the narrative broke, and they're forced to acknowledge it. This is the end of the establishment. Trump destroyed the Republican establishment. Bernie wasn't strong enough to stop the Democrat establishment, but they're falling apart regardless because Bernie's supporters and the progressives are ruthless. They're really ruthless, man. They're like, cancel culture all the way. But to bring it back to the main point, man, isn't it refreshing that they're being honest about what they want to do and how they want to do it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a rare treat.
It is nice.
The media's being honest.
Well, it's the people, it's the columnists. You know what I mean?
True.
It's like name a a man-made disaster, and you can predict what the spokesperson's going to say. Like, look at the Project Veritas story we covered. You know exactly what they're going to do. Whoa, we completely deny any wrongdoing. We are totally confused by this. And then, like, when you actually see behind the scenes, they're lying to your face. I just wish, man, why can't we have honesty? Like, it's not even about honesty. It's about balance. Yin yang, man.
Yep.
We only ever get lies.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, and that's why Trump wins. It's one of the reasons. Guy gets up on stage and he just says whatever he wants. It's refreshing. People are probably like, hey.
That guy's telling it like it is. I like that.
They said the same thing about, W. Like, he talks like a normal guy. He just says it, But Trump, that dude really just does say it. Like, my favorite thing ever with Trump just blurting stuff out is when he was like, he's being interviewed in front of the helicopter or whatever in the Rose Garden or something. And they're like, what's going on with his Saudi Arabia deal? And he goes, oh, it's really, really great. They're going to pay us a whole lot of money. They pay really, really well. It's going to be fantastic. Great for the economy. And all of the anti-war leftists just like, their jaws hit the floor. Like, he just blurted it out.
He just said it.
Something the president's not supposed to admit. We sell weapons for cash to bolster our economy. And then the other funny thing was when Trump said that he was going to be sending, or we might send troops to Saudi Arabia, someone in the administration gave a comment saying Saudi Arabia pays cash.
Oh my goodness.
We're just getting the truth on this one. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with it. So yeah, I don't know what to expect, man. I'm just sick of the lies, and so.
I'll tell you what I don't expect: the truth from mainstream media. So that's
You might be
it's
wrong
nice.
because I'm looking at a letter to the editor from Martin Tolchin, who was a former member of the Washington Times Bureau and a founder of Politico, and he's talking about throwing all democratic values under the bus for Joe Biden. And I was like, that's refreshing. Can we get a little bit more of that?
I saw that, and apparently someone was it Molly Hemingway? Is that her name?
Possibly.
From the Federalist.
Yeah.
I think she tweeted about it, and then someone got really mad because this what's his name, Tolchin?
Yeah, Martin Tolchin.
Is listed as a founder of Politico.
Yep.
And wrote this thing. What was he basically saying? Like, forget all our values, just vote Biden anyway.
Let me see
my
what
God.
he
Yeah.
said. He
It's
said,
ridiculous.
I totally disagree with this editorial. I don't want an investigation. I want a coronation of Joe Biden. Would he make a good president? Unlikely. Would he make a good would he make a great president? No. Would he make a better president than the present occupant? Absolutely. I don't want justice, whatever that may be. I want to win the removal of Donald Trump from office.
That's
Mr.
it.
Biden is
That's
our
what I
best
was saying.
chance.
That's all they want.
just want to beat Trump.
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
want.
They want the keys to the castle, man.
Yep.
You know that meme of who's that? What's that guy's name? Andre.
I don't know.
Let me in. He's
Oh,
banging
yeah.
on. You know that?
Oh
is?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what show that's
He's
from.
hilarious.
And he's on the fence going,
His
"Let
show's
me in."
hilarious.
That's what the Democrats are saying right now.
Yeah, basically.
But, because here's what I'll say about Trump. They're not arguing anything about him. Just saying he's bad doesn't tell me anything.
Yep.
And this is what I get really frustrated by these pundits on Twitter when they're like calling, Kayleigh McEnany, I think is her name. They're like, what a ridiculous press conference. She was so dumb. She didn't even say anything. And I'm like, hold on, bro. You addressed nothing she said. You have told me nothing. If you want to criticize the president, tell me what it is you're criticizing and tell me what you want to say about it. If Donald Trump says we're going to build a wall, don't come out and say Trump's ridiculous. This is insane. You might as well just throw a banana or a pie. It doesn't mean anything.
It would at least be entertaining.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, exactly. But they don't actually have an argument other than let me in.
Yeah.
This is why I don't think they actually think Trump is all that bad. I really don't. I think some people do.
Yeah.
I think they know he's not that bad. And they don't have an
but
argument.
Half the people who don't like him just blindly believe the other people that are just telling him, oh, he's bad. Oh, he's bad? Oh, okay. He's bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I mean, there's 1,000,001 videos of like you walk up to someone on the street and say like, so why don't you like the president? And they're like,
Oh, you want actual reasons? I can't just give you emotions?
Got nothing.
Yep. And this is true for the people who hate Hillary too. A lot of people very similar. You could do this to either political faction.
That's true.
But, I think right now, the main point I'm trying to make is not that both sides have their dummies. It's that the high profile pundits of one side are straight up admitting it now. Look, they accused Brett Kavanaugh. Did you know what
they went crazy?
Do you know what he was
on
accused
Brett
of?
Kavanaugh. What?
Like,
I mean, I kind of know the story.
trying to keep it family friendly, man. But that some woman claimed that he would go to parties where they would drug women and line up outside the door to take turns on the drugged unconscious woman.
Yikes.
That is so insane.
That's messed up.
It's beyond
Like
the
people
pale.
were like, if anything like that ever happened, it would be one of the biggest scandals in the history of like where did he go to Yale? I think
Yeah, I think he went to.
it would be like the biggest scandal in the history of the school. Like, this is ridiculous. This story is so far fetched.
Yeah.
And it's like you look at these people, and they're lying, and so they lie about Trump and RussiaGate. We now know, like, do you know what's going on with the RussiaGate stuff?
Yep.
Like the FBI
Trying to set him up.
rogue agents basically setting up Trump staff, Flynn specifically.
It's crazy.
And we'll see if any indictments come. I'll be surprised, but maybe the Durham investigation. But then you have that. Then you have UkraineGate. So we get RussiaGate 2, and then we got ChinaGate, which was really, really funny. There's a brief period last week where they tried claiming that Trump was secretly working for China.
Oh my goodness.
Based off of one
Seriously?
story. Yeah. One story from Politico claiming that Trump owed a Bank of China millions of dollars, and then they had to correct it. Then they had to retract and correct it because they never even reached out for comment to the Bank of China.
Wow.
And it turned out it was a filing error. And that was the basis of their third scandal. So I'll tell you what, man, it gets to a point where I've never really, to like the way they've described Trump as like all of these pure evil, be embodiment of pure orange evil, whatever. I don't buy into that stuff. I read the news. I know they're lying. It's politics. But now they're done. It's like we've exposed their lies so many times. They finally it's like, I imagine you've got this Democrat standing in front of you and they scream, Donald Trump is working for Russia. And you go, where's your proof? I don't believe it. And they keep screaming it. And then finally evidence comes out Trump isn't. And they go, well, he's pressuring Ukraine to dig up dirt. And then you're like, prove it. And we've yelled at them so many times, you're lying. They've finally just gone, all right, we're lying.
It's
We're
great.
We're
We've
just going to vote for him anyway.
we broke
Whatever.
the dam.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
dem dam.
The Dem
The-
Dam.
the-
Oh, I like
it's
that.
like-
Dem dam.
Yeah.
It's like they were wearing a mask and we were like hammering away at it and it finally broke. And now they're just like,
Because
All
people, humans
All
in
right.
general, aren't
We're lying.
distracted by life. They're literally stuck at home
Yeah.
doing nothing but watching the mainstream
It's a good
media
time for this to happen.
So-
juggle these like lies. They're like, oh, fumbling all the lies. Well, you got me.
yeah.
well,
They're just lies.
why is Biden polling higher than Trump then?
Is it true?
Right?
Who's saying it? Who's polling? They're not asking me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nobody called me.
Yeah, exactly.
me.
Where are they
And-
polling?
And one of the other things too is a lot of Trump supporters claim that they purposefully lie.
Trump supporters do?
Yeah, they lie.
absolutely.
Oh,
When
like,
they-
yeah, we want Biden.
Because
we
they-
want Biden to win.
Because they want the turnout to be low. And if the Biden supporters think they're guaranteed to win, they don't show up.
okay.
Whereas Trump supporters are like, they're
we're
in it
voting.
for Trump.
Yeah, definitely they are.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the primary with the Republican primary. Donald Trump, you don't need to go vote. He's the nominee. He's the incumbent.
Yeah.
He's breaking records
Yep.
because his base wants to vote for him.
Yeah, I mean,
Feels
a
good.
Trump supporter, they love Trump. It's like if you like Trump, or if you're for Trump, you're like all in 100%. Like, You know, it's like
it's
really apparent. Like even people in chat right now, they're like Trump, King Trump.
You know what this reminds me of?
Okay.
You know that saying, "I can run faster scared than you can mad."
Okay.
That
I don't know it.
You never heard that?
Oh.
So it's like it's a funny joke where you're about to get into a fight with somebody and you're like, "I can run faster scared than you can mad."
I'm
Get
terrified
it?
you're just mad.
I get it. Yeah.
Like if you're mad, I'm gonna run like adrenaline pumping, and you're just like. So it's kind of like that. The people who are voting against Trump are just angry, but so the people who want Trump feel good when they go to the polling station and slam that button for Trump. It's like Michael Moore said, voting for Trump would be the biggest FU in the history of the world. And so people get to feel that when they go to the polling station, be it a primary or otherwise, they're like, Donald Trump, bam.
Yeah, that's true.
What about the Biden people? Nobody cares.
Not really.
The only thing they have going for them are the people who want to go and say, F you, Trump. But I'm willing to bet there are substantially more people who love waving Trump flags than people who hate Trump.
I agree.
I think
Definitely.
because I think what the left has is a small, a decent, it's a large faction. Don't get me wrong; it's probably in the millions of like super anti-Trump resistance people, high-profile ones. But most liberals don't care.
That's it.
Not
right
paying
there.
attention, have no idea what's going on.
Well, a lot of liberals out there probably think Biden's a sleazy old man, which
No.
he pretty much is.
Some of them for sure, and like they're moving independent and stuff like that. Like there was a Gallup poll showing that people who identify as conservative has ticked up and liberal has ticked down, like I think 2 points. So I think what we're seeing is there are going to be regular liberals who normally go into the polling station and just hit the D button. They have no idea what's going on.
True.
They don't know. They don't care. They don't want to know.
Yeah.
Then you have some people who have been lifelong Democrats who I've talked to recently, like friends of mine, who completely agree about Joe Biden. And this is what the establishment
Completely agree that
he's out of
they
his
don't
mind.
care. Oh, okay.
That you can't vote for this man.
Right. Oh, okay.
It's like what else, what is this? What the argument you're giving me is to vote for a dude who's literally sunsetting and can't talk, or a guy who annoys you.
Right.
The options.
Look, man.
That's what I said. It's like I need to at least be able to understand what you're saying. You need to speak coherently when you're on stage trying to convince me to vote for you. and we're going to see Trump versus Biden. It's like Trump may be many things, but he can speak.
Right.
He's
Listen.
a good speaker. He can speak, and I can understand what the words he's saying. Sometimes they're a little far-fetched.
Weird
but
words.
Yeah. A little
Biden
weird.
it looks like he's trying to find words to put together. Look, here's a sentence I made. And it's like,
Yeah, it's
that
almost
doesn't
like
even make sense, dude.
it's almost like Biden is thinking to himself, just keep saying words and we'll get through this.
And he does. And they cover for him.
Yeah, they do.
They're like, oh man, he
Listen.
said some amazing things.
He said some words.
Adam.
I mean,
Adam.
we picked in the words and rearranged them a
put them
little
together for him.
bit.
Let me give you a real argument as to why you need to support Joe Biden.
Oh, yes.
Please,
Well,
enlighten me.
Donald Trump is a bad president.
Oh, you got me. You sold me. That's
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
So would you really vote for Donald Trump? What are you, a bigot? Are you racist?
I mean, I'll answer that. Yeah, I would.
So you admit you're racist.
I would vote for Trump.
There
I
it is.
said.
Boom. Confirmed. Adam, you're racist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I guess so.
So
Who
you
knew?
admit it.
No.
Of course not.
But that's the argument. That's all that's ever said.
I know it's so silly.
No. Okay, I get it. Listen,
Reductive.
there used to be arguments. The progressives would say things like universal health care,
Yeah.
Green New Deal, jobs guarantees, things
Yeah.
like that. Hey, man, I can hear those arguments.
Like gay marriage, all that kind of
but
stuff.
Trump's for gay marriage.
I know that used to be a thing, but
Right.
now no longer.
Right now, what is Joe Biden offering? Serious question. Do you know what Joe Biden is offering? Do you?
I don't.
I don't.
I know
no idea.
I gotta be honest,
there's
man.
one tweet that he put out there. I say he in the lightest terms
Right.
because I highly doubt
not
he
him.
did any of it. But it was basically about, changing our energy infrastructure to renewable instead of consumable.
Do you know what specifically he wanted to do?
Not really. No.
I couldn't tell you either, man.
Yeah, exactly.
really
No
don't know.
specifics.
I can tell you what Bernie wanted to
A
do.
spot like that.
Open up the borders.
Bernie wanted
that
a
too.
moratorium on deportations. Bernie wanted a path to citizenship.
Yeah.
Bernie wanted universal health care. Bernie wanted to abolish private health care within the first 4 to 6 years. Bernie wanted tuition-free college, expanded college. I can tell you what Bernie wanted.
Yeah.
And I disagree with those things. And you know what? I wish that's what we actually had.
Me too.
And maybe I took it for granted.
Yeah.
Actually, look, Ocasio-Cortez, I can tell you what she wants as a politician. Joe Biden, I don't know. I don't think he wants anything.
I don't think he knows himself.
He wants to be president.
I know what he wants.
I don't even think he wants that.
You've seen you've seen the Atlantic article. Stay alive, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
There it is.
Need, your corporeal essence.
Vote for Joe Biden. He's alive.
He's alive.
Okay.
So
And he's
Donald
not
Trump.
orange.
Oh, that's true.
There is one. There's potentially one argument for Biden. Chaos vote. Just because like you want to see a deranged old senile man press the nuke button, I guess.
But he wouldn't. It wouldn't be
Biden?
him.
Yeah, it would not be him.
No.
I don't know, man. He's gonna be in a, like, I guess maybe he like they wheelchair him into a meeting with like the Ayatollah in Iran, and he's like, rah, 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 and they're like, "That's great, Grandpa. You put me in the other room."
You heard him say attack, right?
I
I heard him say attack.
Yeah.
That's what
No.
he said. Yeah, yeah.
No.
He said attack. All right, attack.
Yeah.
It's they're gonna wheelchair him into the room, and then whoever the VP is will walk up and be like, he'll lean out of the door to the reporters. We're now getting ready for negotiations. And then the journalists start writing things down, and then they start wheeling Joe Biden out of the room, and they put him by the window, and he's like slumped over sleeping with like the sunbeam on him. He's got a blanket on his lap.
You know the second Lord of the
Sounds
Rings,
amazing.
second Lord of the Rings film, the Land of the Horses or whatever.
Land of the Horses.
And you got the king that's all white and frail.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy whispering in his ear like, he doesn't belong here. And it's
Yep.
Yeah.
like that's the VP and that's Biden.
Yep.
Exactly.
That was like Cheney and Bush.
Oh, seriously.
So you know
Yeah,
what,
but
man?
it's even worse here.
so bad, dude.
Here one of the bigger problems that Democrats have, I think, is that they're trying to go for the resentment vote, like, who hates Trump, right?
Right.
But by doing so, they're generating an inverse reaction.
True.
Because people like me, I am so sick and tired of the lies.
Same here.
I want to see that. Like in 2016, check it out. You ever see that video of the woman falling to her knees and screaming?
Yes, you showed it to me.
Yeah. It's a funny viral meme.
It is pretty good.
I don't know who this woman is. I mean her no disrespect. I don't care.
I see that a lot now, actually.
I felt
randomly.
the only thing I felt when I saw this stuff back in 2016 was I laughed. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, these people sure are crazy. But now they've actually got me emotionally invested in wanting the Schadenfreude. Is it Schadenfreude? How do you pronounce it?
I think that's it.
Schadenfreude.
Yeah.
They've actually got me so emotionally invested in being sick and tired of their lies. Now, if I saw a video like that, it'd make me feel good, like catharsis. You know, we've endured. Man, when RussiaGate happened, I was like, well, you know, this may happen. We should entertain these investigations, see what happens. And then it turned out it was bunk, and I'm like, well, now that we've all determined it's fake, we can all move on. And they didn't.
Yeah.
Then we got Ukraine-gate, and I was like, are you seriously doing this again?
Yeah.
Then they tried to impeach him, and I was like, oh no. Now I'm like, I long for the day when you get to feel some kind of comeuppance for all that you have put us through.
You think it'll happen?
Lies.
Yeah.
I think Trump's going to win.
I think so too.
One reason. Donald Trump, under him for the first several years, the economy was on fire. Best numbers of our lives, says Jim Cramer of CNBC. Then the pandemic hits, and the economy has fallen into the gutter. Who is better equipped and who has proven they can improve the economy? Joe Biden or Trump?
Well, what about this whole thing that it was Obama that set up the economy to do so well under Trump?
Nope. Trump made
I don't know if this is the truth or not, but that's what
Obama-
people are
The argument.
arguing
What,
now.
what,
yeah.
what did Obama say? Like 4% would be impossible?
Yeah,
Like
there's a pipe dream. He doesn't have a magic wand.
And then, boop, Trump did it.
Oh, look at that.
And then Obama was like, well, that was actually me. And then the economy tanked, and it was like...
so
it's still-
Obama said that.
He said, there's no magic wand, you can't hit those numbers, and then
Yeah.
Trump hit the numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
So I love it how when the economy's bad, they're like, well, that's the current president's fault. And when the economy's good, they're like, well, you realize there's a delay effect from the previous president. Shut up. That's not true. Look, Donald Trump he had tariffs.
Oh,
he
man.
crushed the TPP. He made a ton of dramatic changes. The craziest thing to me, it was what Michael Moore said, that Trump walked into that auto execs and told them straight up, I'm going to put a 30% tax on your cars. No one will ever buy them again. And Michael Moore said this, and he was like, this sent a message to people in Michigan, like, Trump's actually standing up for you. It's the weirdest thing. Why did Michael Moore have to sell his soul? Not like he was a great person to begin with. But that monologue he had back in 2016, the biggest FU,
Yeah.
he was right. So you get someone like that with Trump who has proven the economy worked under him
Yeah.
really well, man.
Seems like it, yeah.
Before the pandemic, I had spoken with several people who said things like, I have never made more money in my life.
Yeah, when
been
I
the best
first
years of
when
my
I
life.
first got here, you ordered
Furniture.
Domino's randomly,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And on top of the Domino's box, it was like, we're hiring managers,
Yep.
6 figures. It was
Taco
like,
Bell.
Domino's? 6-figure job?
yeah.
Like, what?
Taco Bell announced managers would get 100K a year.
That's insane.
No,
insanity.
dude.
Like,
Because the
what?
competition was so fierce.
Yeah.
Because unemployment was so low. So you can criticize, like I said this a million times, there's tons of things you can call them out for. For me, I usually call them out in foreign policy.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what the American people want, in November, I think they're going to be looking at Sleepy Creepy Joe.
Yeah.
And unless they get rid of him, maybe they will. And Donald Trump, all he has to do is say, for the first 3 years of my first term, the economy was the best we'd ever seen.
Yep.
Due to an unforeseen crisis, the pandemic, the economy took a hit. I will make this economy better than ever, just like I did the first time. And people are going to say, I believe him.
Yep, they are.
Why would I trust Joe Biden? That dude's going to fall asleep.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
I do know what he wants, by the way, Tim. I came up with it. Joe Biden wants to retire. He wants a rocking chair, and I don't blame him. How long has he been in politics? Since like 200 BC? I'm
Nice.
spitballing.
He's
I really
70,
think
78, I
he
think.
should retire, man.
I
It's
feel,
sad.
yeah, it is sad. It's abuse.
It's he's done.
You know what it is? It's like, remember we talked about this the other day, like when Obama said, you don't have to do this, Joe.
Yeah.
It was Joe Biden. He's like, he puts his hand on Obama's shoulder and he's like, I'll be the sacrifice for the crony establishment. You can count on me. Joe, wake up. Oh, yeah. They're throwing him to the wolves. They're like this. It really does feel like in 2016, the Republican establishment tried their hardest to stop Trump. They couldn't do it.
Okay.
They didn't cheat, though. The Democrats cheated Bernie, and Bernie wasn't strong enough to push back. Like the easiest example of this is remember when, I don't know if you watched the debates. Do you see when Andrew Yang's mic was turned off?
No. I must
You
have missed
saw that, right?
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, and Marianne Williamson. So in the Democrat debates, there's a scene, there's one point where people were talking, and then you see Andrew Yang start talking, but you can't hear anything. He like raises his hand, you see his mouth move, no sound comes
no,
out.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned his mic off.
Do you have any idea what Donald Trump would have done if his mic was
have
off?
flipped that
He'd go
podium.
like this.
He'd walk over to the
He'd
next
go,
mic.
Give me this. Excuse me. No, my microphone. Excuse me. No, excuse me. I'm talking now. You need to fix my microphone. He would.
Totally. I absolutely agree.
And that's why he went.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Excuse me.
You went all in.
Totally. He would lean over and grab someone's mic and go, excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. My
Yep.
microphone needs to be turned back on.
Yep.
What did Andrew Yang do?
He was polite.
Probably.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got mad respect for Yang. I like the dude. I think he's very smart. But when it comes to cutthroat politics of that level,
Man.
you gotta have more of that Trump in you.
Yeah. It's
You
true.
know?
Yep.
Joe Biden,
Let
there's
the man
nothing
retire.
left. It's like he's just a withered husk. Put him in a wheelchair and wheel him. You know, it's like what CNN wanted to have a debate where he sat down. Do you remember that?
No.
Yes.
Fetch the rocking
Oh
chair.
man.
Yeah,
it's gonna
dude.
be.
Yep.
It's gonna be hilarious watching them
They
two
put
debate.
him in a wheelchair.
Trump's gonna eat him apart.
Yeah.
Part of me really wants to watch.
I can't wait.
Part of me really doesn't.
I cannot wait to watch.
gonna be
Seriously,
so
I
awesome.
don't care. I can't wait. It's
I don't
gonna
know,
be,
man.
It's gonna be
I
bad.
think-
It's gonna be good.
I think they're taking bets on Cuomo coming in. Yeah, I saw it there. I think so. Jacobin, which is the socialist magazine,
He
put out-
wasn't chosen. I don't like it. I don't like the way that they're gonna try to do this.
if they try to do it. Who knows? It
I
might
don't
be too
know.
late.
It's too
But
late.
Jacobin, the socialist magazine, wrote that rumors are circulating. They're going to pull him out.
Good.
Maybe, and that's why I think maybe they're not really admitting it about Joe Biden's scandals. Maybe what they're really doing is, I'm doing air quotes, admitting it so that they can be like, you guys are right. We're going to have to get rid of him.
Or they're just biding time. Yeah, they're trying to like extend it until it's too late. Oh, by the way, boom, here's our new candidate.
That's why I don't think they're going to get, I don't know what they're going to do.
don't either.
It is bedlam. You know what it is? It's the last bit of the ship is still above the water as it sinks.
I don't know, man.
And there's like 7 establishment people crowded on the top trying to figure out what to do to save their crony establishment.
Dude, as soon as Biden said, I'm going to pick a woman as a VP, the Hillary documentary came out. It was like, boom, Hillary. Every time I would turn on anything, it was like Hillary's face. I'm like, why am I seeing her face everywhere?
What is happening?
And then all of a sudden, now she's doing town hall meetings with him. Oh, don't worry, Joe. You can go ahead and
Yep.
sleep. I got this. And I'm going to be talking. And it's like, what is going on here?
Make
Like,
it stop.
she didn't
I think,
legitimately win. And I thought I said it as a joke. I said it
Well,
as a joke.
I got a question. Can I take out life insurance policies on people I don't know?
Like Joe Biden?
Well, if he picks Hillary as a VP.
Yep. For sure.
Definitely.
Yes.
What's the biggest policy you offer? And then it's going to happen. I'm going to be sitting in the insurance office.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
waiting.
ask, can I get an insurance policy on someone I don't know? And they're going to be like, well, I guess so. Who's your choice? Well, you heard recently that Hillary was the VP choice for Biden. Yes. I would like to. No way. We're not.
We're
no way.
not,
Stop.
we're not doing that.
The guy's going to be like,
We're not taking bets.
We're not taking bets.
This is the 20th time someone has come up with me with this idea.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
He's gonna be like, we can certainly arrange that. Just sign that online, and I'll go. That's not weird to you? No, about 50 other people just signed the same policy earlier yesterday.
It's like when 100,000 people win the same lottery, they all get like $1 instead of $100,000.
Everybody gets rich.
Sure, you could take out this policy. I mean, all these other
Get
people
50
did it,
cents,
so
but yeah.
I mean, if it goes, you get a little bit.
The CEO of the insurance company takes out an insurance policy on Biden with another company for his company.
Yeah,
because he's like,
cover it.
Yeah,
just in
exactly.
case.
Dude,
Oh man,
November is going to be
Fun.
So you know,
I
what?
hope it ends up being fun and not something worse.
I'm choosing to
Well,
believe
how
it'll
would you-
be fun.
How would you feel if Biden won?
I mean,
I'd laugh.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how
I'd laugh. I'd laugh the same as I laughed when Trump won.
I would be more nervous about our economy and our country than I would if Trump won again.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
in 2016, I felt like Hillary was way worse than Trump,
Okay.
but not enough to motivate me to want to support Trump at all.
Okay.
Now, Joe Biden is the same thing as Hillary. Like that was the same administration. And now you take the evil that is Hillary Clinton and combine it with senility. Now I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
Because, like, could you imagine, like,
True
the Wicked
that.
Witch of the West, but she's, like, mentally deranged,
Forgetting where she put her broom.
but all power, like, as powerful as the witch was.
Powerful as
like,
she is.
flying monkeys going around, but she can't think straight, so she's just, like, smashing things and, like, throwing things at people. You'd be like, that's... At least the Wicked Witch has a plan, I guess.
Sure.
So, but I didn't want her to win either. Now Joe Biden really scares me because he's, like... He embodies all of that, plus he's lost his mind. But, you know, I guess it's not fair. He's not gonna be president, even if he wins.
I love the meme that's going around. It's Kim Jong-un, but his face is Hillary's face.
Oh, no.
Have you seen this?
I haven't
No.
seen that. I'll have to look it up.
It's frightening, but amazing. It's
I
really
will
good.
look at it.
Total side note, but
Just as a side note, there's a meme we have to look up.
There's a meme.
it's pretty good.
But I guess I kind of just we were listening to a Rogan podcast on the way to Rogan, and it was, I think, Owen Smith, and he mentioned that the Biden vote will probably be people who want that feeling back of what life was like during the Obama years.
Oh, okay.
Like, what feeling was that?
Normalcy.
If you asked me earlier, like, what would Biden bring, you know, and I think back to, like, what was he saying? What do I remember him saying whenever he spoke? Half of the time, all I could hear was Obama. Well, back when me and Obama were together, and
Yeah.
back Obama, it's
so
like,
pathetic.
This is,
what about now?
Yeah.
but that's the problem with his policies, because
Right.
if you actually look at his track record, the left hates his policies. It's like, tell me, Biden, when you locked up those kids in cages and built the cages in the first place. Well, I mean, they called Obama the deporter in chief.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I mean, Joe Biden has that legacy behind him. And that's, I think, my favorite, one of my favorite articles was from, I think, CNN, or was it the Washington Post, maybe? I can't remember who.
Okay.
They said, when did Barack Obama become a Republican?
Oh, I remember
CNN.
that.
And then Washington Post wrote, Barack Obama, comma, the conservative. And I'm like, wow. I don't know what that makes me. Moderate, I guess, if
Yeah.
Barack Obama's the conservative now. But I guess it's because, and I've long maintained this, Donald Trump ran as a moderate. And so because they tried using the far right smear, they shoved themselves into the far left corner.
Yeah.
Because if Trump is far right, I don't know, where else do you go after that?
Yeah, it's like they go to push, but they're pushing against a wall, just moving themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
especially
wall
considering.
stayed where it was.
What does Trump weigh? Do you know what Trump, like 260?
260 something.
And he's
yeah.
like,
Seriously, he's 260.
He's a
But-
big dude.
But he's like 6 foot
Oh, but he's
4
really
or 5 or
tall,
something,
right?
right?
Yeah, he is very tall.
That's
he's just
that's
big.
still pretty heavy.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's obese. His
overweight,
doctor
definitely
said,
overweight.
like,
Oh, really?
yeah, I think he's on like blood medicine or something.
Heart medicine.
Heart medicine.
Not-
I heard he's on uppers too. Is that true?
Uppers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he takes like some kind of stimulant.
I don't think he takes any stimulants. I think that he
He's
only
just high
takes
energy.
like a statin. Yeah,
Yeah,
he is high energy.
High energy. No, I don't know. I heard that though. I heard
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying it's true, but I did heard that he takes like some kind of like upper of some
Caffeine.
sort.
Pepsi.
No, look it up. Google it.
I'm looking now.
It could just be another smear. And this is one of the other big problems. Like, if you came out right now and told me that Donald Trump shot a guy on Fifth Avenue, I'd be like, I don't believe you. Because the press is always lying.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be like, so when he did that whole injecting bleach thing,
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, whoa. And then I immediately did a segment where I was like, yeah, it was a stupid thing to say. And then I did some more digging and I was like, oh, I mean, it kind of was, but it was actually is being overblown in a lot of different ways. And then a bunch of people said to me, like, I can't believe you fell for this. And I was like, you're right. How did I fall for this?
Yeah.
How did I, of all people, fall for this?
You of all people, Tim.
Seriously. They're lying all the time. I know they're lying all the time.
Yep.
I don't mean literally all the time. I know now you're going to find some like weird activist group being like, Tim Pool is a conspiracy theorist, thinks the media only lies ever. No, I used all of their, I use mainstream sources all the time. I have to fact check them constantly because it's kind of like in mainstream media, you have a bunch of journalists that are, they're the equivalent of landmines.
Okay.
Out of the 100 journalists they have, how many of them are activists secretly working to push a political agenda? A lot.
Yeah.
Not most, though. I wouldn't bet most, because what people don't realize is that a lot of the columnists for like the New York Times who write these things don't actually work there. It's like they have a column where they have a contract to write once a month or something. A lot of the journalists write really boring things you never read, because it'll be like a sentence where it'll be like, today the stocks rebounded, blah, blah, blah. In fact, they're using a lot of robots to do that. So there are a lot of regular journalists. You'll never hear their names. But most of the people we see when we're talking about journalists are like Twitter activists.
Yeah.
And so we see this hyper concentration. And so then when I'm navigating the news, it's like walking in a minefield. Like I'll step on a mine and I'll go, aha, and then I'll have to crouch down and there's the activist journalist and diffuse it. And then you walk, and like for the most part, you walk through this field, there's real news all over the place. Mm-hmm. But then those landmines are there. And so the average person reads fake news.
Gets blown away.
Yeah, like the Daily News in New York wrote, calls to poison control spike after Donald Trump says to ingest bleach or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fake news, totally fake. They did it. It's a false correlation. The spike in phone calls was happening months before Trump ever said anything.
Of course.
It was because people were buying disinfectant in general.
They're having it around more. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they do this. So I could write something like, Tim Pool's house burns down after Adam orders spicy wings from a vegan restaurant.
Super spicy.
And
wow.
then people, the goal is to make them assume you had something to do with my house burning down. When in reality, it's like those are two totally separate events.
How did they know?
Yeah. Or if I said
So
something
spicy.
like, Tim Pool's house burns down after Ian starts a bonfire, then you assume the bonfire did it.
Yeah.
But I never said that. I said it was after.
Now I really want wings. Is that weird?
Oh, no, that's
Spicy
cool.
vegan wings
Spicy vegan
made
wings.
of
Yeah.
wheat gluten.
Actually, random side note, the best wings I've ever had that are vegan are here in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice.
Yep, Blackbird
Moved
Pizza.
to the right place.
And
Amazing.
And there is big news. Demand for vegan meat is on the rise.
Yes, it is.
Cool. That's
Makes
good.
sense,
That's good.
right?
That's good.
It just
Yeah.
means they once the meat shortage hits.
Yeah.
The joke we made about them ignoring the vegan aisle,
Yeah.
not true. Nah, they're coming for your
You
food.
have to fight too, Adam.
It's like I'll take fake meat over no meat. I think that's
fine.
I think
I mean,
that's
I don't necessarily use vegan meat in all my meals. Like I could easily
It's not a-
not
no, no,
have
no,
it.
no.
It's a luxury, really.
it's not about that. I'm saying you're going to have to box somebody out for those Beyond Burgers.
Nah, they can.
You're going to
take
be
it.
like, "God." You're going to,
Nah.
I think I'm going to get in trouble. YouTube's going to demonetize us because I mocked punched. I swear to God.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, we got flagged on one video, and it was like real life depictions of violence or whatever.
Oh,
And like
jeez.
the only thing in the video was me going like, haha, like fake swinging punches.
For the record,
Can't
he
do
was
it.
fake punching me. And
No, I was
and I could
fake-
take a
It's
punch.
fine.
So.
I was fake kneading bread actually. I'm just
yeah.
actually,
yeah.
trying to get that bread. You
Yeah,
know,
there
The
you
dough
go.
really
get
worked
that
in.
bread.
nice,
Yeah.
very
Really,
nice.
really worked. You're doing a sourdough. Everybody locked down right now is making sourdough.
That's right. That is correct.
So we actually do have like other stories, but I guess ranting about Joe Biden for 45
That
minutes was
super
worth it.
fun.
So how about we take super chats?
Yeah, it was worth
Let's
it.
do that.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here.
What up, everybody? What up?
If you are just joining in the super chats or in the show and you want to have your comment read, I will do my best to read them. No guarantees, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But you can jump in the super chat. Make sure you follow us. There's me at Timcast. And you got Adam over there.
I'm down there
There's
somewhere.
somewhere.
Down there.
There we go.
At Adam
That's
Krigler.
on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Go ahead and hit me up.
And you can send Adam ideas for stories because we usually do use them.
And for all the people in chat right now talking about vegan wings, like, is vegan wings a thing?
That's a
It's
thing.
very much a
Really good.
thing.
Of course it is.
You've tried them.
Yeah, they're good.
They're delicious.
They're
crispy.
good.
And
Yeah.
also, I mean, I wasn't always vegan. I really loved wings in general. I love wings, actually. They're amazing.
The ones
Crispy
you got
skin, so
are
good.
crispy on the outside, tender on the inside.
Exactly.
And
Just
it's
like wings.
Yeah, but it would be like a dark meat wing.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
better. I like it better.
Yeah. It's
Of
different.
course, I enjoy having my regular chicken, but they were
True.
good.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what the viewers have to say about all of our shenanigans.
What's up, everybody?
Ross Davidson says, read up on the accuracy of antibody tests. The false positive rates for many are incredibly high. USC and Stanford studies might be very wrong. Oh, interesting. Keith says, just wanted to get this to you as early as possible in case the stream gets canned. But you should look into Plandemic on Vimeo. YouTube and Facebook are censoring it hard. It came out today. I heard about it. That's about Fauci, I think,
People
right?
have been saying it in chat a little bit. Plandemic.
Yeah, it's about like
Anytime we talk
Fauci and
about it.
patents or something.
Yeah, like I guess it's
We're gonna
part
get
like
nuked.
he's like part owner of some company that's supposed to make the vaccine. So
Unsurprising.
that's his
It's like a
reasoning.
It's like a plot for
on-
V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
We'll have to look into it.
The main doctor in charge then becomes like what? Isn't that guy become some? No. The military guy.
They
who
they
controlled
all
it
get like high ranking
became the
jobs.
news. Yeah.
He becomes the news
Super-
guy.
yeah.
The
Right,
voice,
right.
the voice
the
of England
voice
or
of
whatever.
England, right?
Keith, thanks for the additional super chat. Enlightened Worm says, thank you so much for everything you do, Tim. My family prepared early because of your promos. I ordered it in early March and it will be here tomorrow. Also, my last name is Pool. Right on. Glad to see that you guys are getting some food.
Word.
Welcome, Pool.
And look, man, what I would say about the emergency food, we just got it in the closet. It's like 2 bins in the closet, and we don't even want to think about it. And we have beans and rice, among other things.
And half of them are actually vegan.
the emergency stuff.
Yeah.
But not even intentionally. It's just like
No, I know.
rice and
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's good to know.
So for all your vegan friends, let's see where we at. Robert, thanks for the super chat. Says really appreciate your hard work. Matt Shear says listening to your podcast every day during work. Keep up the good work. We will try. YouTube might get rid of us. You never know. Oh, so that being said, if you know there is a real concern about that, share the video, share the podcast if you really do like it, because
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and like this video
we're-
right now.
We're
Boom.
we're
Like-
not. You know that CNN pays millions of dollars to be in airports.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have millions of dollars to be in airports, but man, if I could, I would. Could you think about how awesome that would be to go in an airport and CNN's just off, and it's just us talking
That'd
about
be
how
so
bad
much
CNN is.
fun.
That would be fun.
People would enjoy
So-
that, I think.
We don't have the millions they do to actually make that happen, but
Yet.
You guys.
but if you share the video,
Yet.
like I mean, yeah, great. It'd be awesome if we could compete and rival these big agencies. We'll see how things play out. But instead of big marketing budgets where we buy billboards, we just rely on word of mouth.
Yeah, we need you
The
guys.
best way we can do it. Mexi Men and Cheese says NY is forcing medical volunteers that came from out of state to pay New York income tax, even on income from their home state. Ugh,
Whoa.
brutal. New York City is one of the only cities with an income tax. The tax rate if you live in New York City is insane. Why would anyone want to live there? Like, I get it if you're a billionaire and you're like, I don't care if I give $100 million to the city because I have billions. Fine.
Yeah.
But if you're making like 60, 70 a year, you're giving so much of your money away. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't live there anymore.
Yeah, man. It's one of the reasons I wanted to leave. I'm like, what does this make no sense? I mean, even New Jersey is bad. Freedom Autopsy Report says, will you call out the double standard with mosques being open versus churches being closed? This could be potentially anecdotal, and so that's why I haven't really got into it. But there have been there were tweets highlighted from Bill de Blasio where he was like, we're going to be giving food to all these mosques in these trying times. And then him turning around and being like, and we're going to hunt you down, synagogues.
Yeah.
Chase down your hearses and your funerals. So definite double standard, it would seem. But I'd have to do more research before I make any accusations. Michael, thanks for the super chat. Justin O'Toole says, thoughts on killing of Ahmaud Arbery. Did you watch the video about Ahmaud Arbery?
No, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Wait, is this the runner?
Yeah.
Is this that thing about the? Oh man, what is that?
Listen, man,
I
don't-
haven't read a lot about it, but I saw it just before we started the show, and I was like, what is this real?
And you'd think people would have learned their lesson with Covington.
Wow.
You think
It's
that-
real? This actually happened? Like, what is
What
wrong
happened?
with these people? Two dudes got and shot this guy?
That's not what the video shows.
Oh, I haven't seen the video.
The video I watched, and the only thing I know, is that there's a man jogging down the street.
Okay.
There's a white pickup truck stopped at an intersection. The man jogs around the pickup truck, gets into a fight with the guy in front, and then he gets shot and killed. He's fighting over a gun with some guy and punches him in the face and then gets shot and killed. I'm not saying he was guilty, innocent, nothing. I'm telling you literally what the video shows you.
Okay.
I already know people are going to be screaming that I'm bigoted and racist because I didn't push their line. where they said he was hunted down and killed in cold blood.
Oh, is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're saying.
Okay.
Yep. I think Joe Biden called it cold-blooded murder. And I'm like, I don't know. When there's someone boxing you and trying to take your shotgun from you, it's literally not cold-blooded murder.
Yeah.
It's not hunting someone down.
I don't know what happened. All I know is I watched a video. You see there's a car driving and there's a man jogging in the street, white pickup truck. He goes around the right side, comes around the front, and then he's fighting with one guy. There's a guy standing in the back of the pickup truck. And then they've got the two guys, Ahmed or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Ahmad. They fight. Ahmad punches the dude. You hear the guy in the back of the pickup truck fires a shot, and then Ahmad like breaks away, walks, and then falls down. So they're saying that apparently these people in the truck were like chasing after him or something.
Okay.
I didn't see that in the video. In
I
the
don't
video, they're
have that
stopped.
context, yeah.
Then they said, well, they flanked him and stopped at the intersection. And I'm like, again, I don't have any of that in video. So I'm not going to insult or accuse anybody of committing a crime. I don't know what happened. And I'm not going to be biased and say, oh, it's racist or whatever.
Yeah, or did they know each other? Was there some previous
the official
history
story
that could have happened beforehand?
Technically, the official story is that these two guys in the car were looking for a burglar.
Okay.
That somebody had been burglarized the night before. And so they got in their trucks and they're driving around. They see this guy running. They say, stop, we want to talk to you. The guy somehow gets into a fight with the dude in the front, and then he gets shot and killed. Of course, they're claiming it was cold-blooded murder, and I've seen progressive activists argue that they got in their pickup truck, drove around, and hunted him down and just killed him in cold blood. And I'm like, that is not in any of this.
But the video, he runs up to the truck?
Yep.
So that's
he could turn around and run the other way.
Totally different.
So here, this is what I don't understand. In the video, he's running towards the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he could have just turned around and run away? They wasn't being hunted.
Yeah.
So I don't look, man. The same thing.
I don't know anything about it. All I saw was a picture, and it was not what you're describing to me. The picture that I saw, was from behind a pickup truck, and it showed a guy standing, like getting out of his truck, and then ahead of the truck, there's this man falling over. And that's the picture I saw, and it looks like they're behind him, and he's like out in front of the car, like they would have shot him at a distance ahead of them.
Here's the pickup truck.
Interesting.
The two guys are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ahmed breaks away like this and then collapses.
That's
And
not.
the guy standing here and the guy standing in the back.
So they took that picture after
I
the
don't even
video goes
understand.
down. Because Ahmad looks like he runs up from behind the truck.
Mhm.
They get
Yeah.
into it by the driver's side door. There are 2 shots fired. You can't see. You can hear it. And then he staggers away and falls. And then the driver ostensibly returns to the truck.
He also punched the guy in the face who had a shotgun.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
It's
happened.
crazy.
Like
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
they're
is what we
naturally
know.
the progressives don't care about stopping collecting facts. You're going to see a bunch of progressive activists arguing that it's racism, it's cold-blooded murder, it's this is Trump's America, things like this, and you'll probably see some more elements of the ultra traditionalist right and racists saying things like, nah, they were patrolling the neighborhood, they were doing the right thing. And then you'll probably find, this is unfortunate, but it's true, most liberals don't know, don't care, and won't listen to it. They'll never know about it. They're passive.
Yeah, maybe.
This is what we see in the polling. They're the exhausted majority. They are not actively interacting with this. Then you'll get traditional conservatives asking questions and trying to determine who is at fault, what happened, why it happened.
That sounds like me right now. Am I conservative?
No, you're just
no.
a liberal who's
You're
not
smart.
who's active.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm saying.
Yeah.
If liberals were paying attention, they'd be asking the same questions.
Right.
Like you and I.
That's true. Being on the show is forcing me to pay attention. I'm like, I have to know.
That's great,
You
yeah.
know, and
There are going to be a bunch of
Here I
people
am.
who are going to like. I remember I was in an Uber ride. I can't remember exactly where this was, but my Uber driver was like super racist, white Southern.
oh really?
Yeah, and I started getting really mad, and I think he realized like he was just saying racist stuff because we were talking a little bit about politics because we were just chatting, and I asked him what he thought about politics, who he voted for, and he said he voted for Trump, and then he started saying gradually started saying more and more racist things. And I was disagreeing with him, and I was like, no, not like that. No, it's not true, man, dude. And then he started saying like aggressively stupid racist things. I don't remember exactly, but he was just really like very anti-black racist guy. And
Okay.
I started getting triggered a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he shut up. Like these people exist; they're a real thing.
Yeah.
But they're a caricature. It's like I'm not going to assume every single conservative or Trump supporter does that, and that's what you'll get from a lot of these progressive activists, and that's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because they are the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're the fringe element of the left, and because regular liberals have stopped paying attention and engaging, they've taken over.
That makes sense.
I don't know if I told you this. I was hanging out with a friend of mine who was a big Bernie supporter, and she was asking me about what's going on and saying like, haven't you become more conservative and all that? And I'm like, no. I was like, maybe a little bit on some things for sure. I've actually become more progressive on some other things.
Okay.
And she was like, yeah, but you make a lot of content that's like the Democrats are bad and stuff. And I was like, have you watched it? Like some of it. And I'm like, did you disagree? Well, I think the one I watched, I thought you were right. And I'm like, are my videos wrong? No. Yeah, right. I think they've gone nuts. And so we were talking, and I asked her questions like about affirmative action. I asked about social justice, about, all this weird culture war stuff, about impeachment and scandals. And she was in agreement with me on everything. And then I'm like, if you're going to agree with me on all this stuff, and like we have similar policy positions when it comes to like economics and social justice issues, we're not authoritarian. Why would you like, you make the assumption that my criticism of these groups makes me a conservative. And I was like, but you completely agree with me. So that's not true.
Right.
And she agreed. And I said, the reason you are thinking this is because, and I was like, the reason all of this stuff is happening and the reason I'm pointing the finger at what they're doing is because you won't stand up. And I said, you voted for Bernie Sanders. If you had paid attention over the past several years, you'd be saying the exact same thing as me because we agree with each other.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. That's what I found, man. Almost all of my liberal friends who are like big for Bernie have no idea what's going on.
Yep. I've found that too within my group of people that are Bernie supporters, Not everybody does though.
They'll passively hear something about Trump and just like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll talk to them and you'll be like, actually, here's the source. And they'll go, oh, I didn't know that. But when you go to that voting booth, they just put the D in the box.
Yep.
That's what they're hoping for. Yeah. Well, let's read more Super Chats.
Before we do, I just want to say it is hilarious. The count. You guys in chat, you guys are doing a count number. Oh, 97, I believe it is now. And It is hilarious. It's kind of a drinking game. Some people are drinking to it.
This is
and
dangerous.
It's so funny. I can't believe you guys
What
are.
are they counting?
Wait, no, don't say it because then I'll start doing it more.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Yeah, don't say
But
it.
you guys in chat, you know what I'm talking about. 98. Okay.
All right.
Please continue.
Beanie count?
I love the chat. You guys are fantastic.
Like a beanie tweak?
Oh
Beanie count?
man, I
Yeah,
love the
like a
people that show up to hang
98.
out with us.
No, that's a shirt count.
Beanie count 2.
Yeah, beanie count.
Audio
too.
off. Now I'm just gonna read the chat.
No, don't do
No.
it. Don't
You
do
want me
it.
to just tell you?
What?
99.
What?
It's every time you fix your shirt.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
Boom,
doing it.
100.
Yes,
Boom.
we hit 100.
It's
Woohoo.
the 100th. There it
Love
is.
it. Let's go.
Everyone says
101.
drinking in chat. This is
Oh,
great.
gosh.
You guys are
Gonna
fantastic.
kill
Anyway,
me with alcohol
sorry to
poisoning.
sidetrack us. Go read
But
read the super chats.
They haven't been counting this.
Oh.
Have you? Oh man, see now people are
Now
gonna
we're
be,
gonna
That's
count
it.
too.
add
Yeah.
another one.
They don't pay
There's one.
attention.
So
There's a
one.
couple other
I
things.
wonder
too.
what the beanie thing is. The beanie
what's
count.
what's really funny though?
Do you adjust the beanie? I don't remember
No,
ever
no,
seeing
no.
that.
So I do this with my glasses,
Uh-huh.
and there was a period where I wore them straight for like 6 months.
Yeah.
But then that was over the winter, and then I wear my contacts when I skate. So if I'm wearing glasses, you can usually tell I didn't skate.
Yeah, that's a good point.
'Cause I
I
can't
like
skate
wearing
them.
contacts when
I can't; they'll
skate.
fall off, or it's just the depth is different.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was recording a video. I put on my contacts in the morning, and then I was recording, and I said something, and I went like this and grabbed nothing, and I was like,
I've done that.
"Yep."
Well, pretty much whenever I wear contacts, I do that because I never ever wear contacts.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm like-
I think I'm just lazy. I just
What's going on?
glasses on, glasses off, done. It's
Yeah.
easy.
All right, let's read some.
Yeah.
Brandon says, "Can someone make a cell phone that has a physical switch for the GPS, Wi-Fi, microphone, camera, etc.? I don't trust big tech or the government anymore." I mean, I've never trusted them. You trust them within a reason, I suppose. Chris White says, "The Canadian government is so dumb they banned websites. If you can't tell the difference between AR-15 Chatterbox versus AR, you shouldn't make gun laws." Didn't they also ban airsoft
I think
rifles?
so. They banned every kind of fake guns too.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they were banning. They're like, "This thing looks bad. Get rid of it." What does it do? It fires plastic beads at people. Yeah, well, you know what? Can't have that.
Man, it's nuts going
We're
on.
scared. Chris, okay, here we go. Fred says, "Tim, what made you choose the beanie, and who would win in a beanie fight, yours or Adams, and why?"
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. But I will tell you the story about the beanie.
Wait. I can answer this real quick. Probably his because it has way more experience than mine.
Well, this is a new one.
That's fair.
This is really funny.
Oh, that's a new one? Then mine would
Oh
win.
yeah. There you
I
go.
went on Rogan. Someone commented like, I can't believe he wore the exact same beanie as last time. And I'm like, different colors, dude.
Yeah.
They're literally
Like,
opposite.
it's inverted.
yeah.
Yep.
But so the actual story is, first, skateboarding, you don't wear sweatbands, man. Like, do you ever
No.
see someone skateboarding
So
like a headband?
uncomfortable.
But
I totally am
headbands,
that Yeah,
You wear headbands?
for sure.
I just wear a
have
beanie.
to wear something. I mean, it's because I have long hair, so I have to either have my hair up, but then wearing a beanie, it's too hot for me
Well, so
with long hair.
the first thing is skater style. Like skateboarders wear overshirts and beanies even in the like dead of summer.
True.
Go to
Okay.
the Lower East Side skate park, and I saw a dude wearing a wool sweater and a beanie, just soaking wet skating, and it was 90-something degrees, and I'm
Never.
like,
I
that's
would
too
never
much
do
for
it.
me.
Oh man.
No, I would never
But
do
so
it.
the first thing is I grew up in Chicago, so the style was very much winterized for the most part.
Yeah.
So beanies made sense. But I also have a ton of videos, photos wearing baseball caps. The main reason to wear it is it wicks the sweat away from your face while you're skating.
Okay.
But we were just skating the other day, and my beanie filled with sweat.
I saw that.
So when I was on the mini ramp, I'd go up, and it would just go all over my face, and I had to wring it out.
Not only that, it would just spray out.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh, I missed
It does.
this. What the heck?
So what? You can't skate.
Are you really bummed?
Nope. I'm not. I'm a little
It was
grossed out.
it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's really hard to skate when you've
Yeah.
got sweat pouring all over your face.
Yeah.
That's true.
So me and my friends, like we always wear hats,
Yeah.
and it's like not everybody wears hats. But then there was a moment because of Occupy Wall Street where I got a bunch of press, and I had this beanie that I was told by a very famous celebrity marketing guy, "Don't take it off."
Don't take the
He
beanie
was
off.
because I ended up doing some magazine things, and he ended up seeing them. He was like, this dude's chilling in Mexico at like the beach, and he's like hanging out with like celebrities and stuff. And he reads this magazine, and he was like, "This is really cool." And he hits me up, and then I had a meeting with him, and he was like, "Bro, like, this is the thing, it's like street journalism, you're like this cool dude, the skateboarder, punk rock kind of thing, like that's your thing." And I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
Cool.
all right.
Like, I man, like, I don't want to say who this guy is or anything
It's
because
your persona now.
high profile, but he was basically like marketing, branding. This is what you do. This is how you do it. This is why you should do it.
That reminds me, by the way, I just got an email from the Beanie Company.
Yes.
They're back in business. Yes.
I'm excited.
So beanies are coming soon.
But he was right. He was completely
It's your
right.
persona.
So I did a photo shoot for Spin magazine, and I was wearing a beanie. It was a green one, and they told me to take it off, and I said no. And they were like, the woman said to me, "The only person who ever got to wear a beanie in my shoot is the Edge, and you are not the Edge." And so I was like, "All right, thank you." And I grabbed my backpack and I was like, "All right, let's go." And she was, wait, stop. Wear the beanie. And then I went and sat down because she couldn't.
And you know what? Call me the Edge now.
Seriously.
not
Yeah. No, just kidding.
But think about like
Sure.
all the people who want to buy beanies, the beanie shirt.
Yep.
It's iconic branding.
You guys want to buy a beanie? Would you buy a beanie? If I made that beanie available to you,
Well,
would
this
you buy it?
This is different from the last one.
Yeah.
I know, but we gotta. It's gotta
If
be
we
something
make
like
our
it.
own, we'll make similar ones and we'll make a ton of them.
All right,
And
we'll
then
have to
only
talk
wear
about it.
those.
We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah. But you can click the link in the description below and get a T-shirt with a beanie on it. That's the thing. Like, it became something,
Yeah.
and the more people bring it up, and the more it becomes something,
Yeah.
the more it entrenches exactly what the beanie is supposed to be doing. Not only that, I can walk around my neighborhood in shorts and a T-shirt, and
Yep.
like nobody knows who I am.
That's great.
But if I go out if I wear this clothes, like this is the point. People don't get it. Like when I mentioned before that you take the beanie off and people can't recognize me, and people started saying like, "Haha, BS, not true." It's true. It's literally true.
Well, I recognize you.
Without it, yeah. But you've known me for years, and like,
All right, I've got an advantage.
yeah.
That's true.
Like regular people wouldn't, All right, let's read some more super chats because we are really chatting it up.
For sure.
Todd says, any good or bad news on the food supply? Well, I guess the good news is the companies that make plant-based meats are doing really, really well, and I think they're ramping things up, which means the worst. It's good news. Look, if you don't like it, that's too bad, but people are preferring this over nothing, so there will be something even if we don't get meat. But and another good news is Trump is making these plants stay open. So I guess it's good news. I guess it's better. Although he's certainly getting attacked for doing it. Let's see. Cyan says, have you heard about China calling Australia the gum on the bottom of China's shoe because we are backing the U.S. wanting an investigation into COVID? Ooh, China getting spicy.
I haven't heard that.
I did not hear that. That's crazy. Isaac says, Green River Killer was almost released in Washington State. 4-5 for no kept him in. My state is coming close to going completely insane. In Washington? Close to insane?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, man. Dude, I lived in Seattle briefly. I'm sorry, man. Your state's nuts. Well, Oregon is worse. Chuck Morris says, a face for radio and a voice for YouTube. Hey. Mark says, love watching from Melbourne, Australia. If it's against YouTube's guidelines to not go against the World Health Organization, surely fat acceptance videos should be banned too. Yes, let's all advocate for getting those videos banned, huh?
Yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way. Annoyed Moderate says, I appreciate you ranting my thoughts. If you and others like you get banned, I'll seriously be worried. Because of people who push fake news, it's hard to believe anything they put out, even if it's real. 100%. Graf von Tyrol says, Grenell had such a great power move against Schiff. There is no way the latter will weasel his way out of this one. And stalling redacting information will do no good. Yeah, so Schiff, 2 years ago was like, we must release all the witness testimony and transcripts from Russia. And now he's like, no, stop, don't. And they're going to do it, and it's going to make him look bad.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Connor says, I love the Beanie Brigade, but I saw that Family Guy episode where someone lifted Meg's hat and there was some strange life form coming out of the top of her head, and I have to wonder. Well, I know I just told you that story,
They
but
called it.
for the sake of just being transparent and honest, because I did rag on fake news, it's the brain slug that controls my mind is protected, shielded. So.
Thank you for your honesty.
The real
Tim.
reason you couldn't take it off for the photo shoot.
Yeah, yep. They would learn the secret. The aliens are already here, man. Kaj says, German farmers are essentially enslaving Romanian workers by stealing their passports upon arrival, forcing them to pay to get them returned, and paying them less than 1/10 of what they were promised. Yeah, a lot of countries have done this. Didn't Qatar?
Dubai.
Yeah,
Dubai does
Qatar.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
One of those two places. That's exactly what they do.
Christopher Summers says, thanks for all you do. You're a great voice of reason in an unreasonable age. Yeah, you know what, man? Everything seems to be falling apart. It's getting frustrating, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wolf Spain says, if you, Adam, and Lydia were part of the Federation in Starship Troopers, what branch would you be in? Mobile infantry, fleet, or intelligence? Also, Lydia found the receipts tweet today hilarious. I don't know about Starship Troopers, but I'd imagine...
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
I imagine if I was in any kind of force or conflict or service, it would be intelligence. Journalism news is public intelligence.
Okay.
Then, so people don't get this, and it's funny because I've had journalists get angry about it, but it's a fact. The goal of a journalist is to gather intel, disseminate it to the people. You then have companies that actually do private intelligence, but they're also news organizations, meaning that when they get top secret, when they get legit stuff they don't want to publish, they sell to the highest bidder. That's private intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Then you have government intelligence. There's tons of private intel companies. So technically, a news organization is a private intelligence agency serving the public. But then there's groups like Stratfor, strategic, what is it called, like strategic forensics or something?
I don't know.
You can buy a subscription and get access to information that's not technically public.
Cool.
So they've got sources and stuff. A lot of creepy stuff in there. Kojima Fire says, concerning the beef shortage here in the U.S., I hope y'all like venison. I mean, I'm down. I'll eat anything if it's food. I'll eat a bug. I don't care. If I'm hungry, I'm not going to pretend like I'm all high and mighty and be like, I can't eat that. That's gross. I'll be like, dude, aren't some bugs and the same thing as crabs anyway?
They are.
Aren't crabs big
Crickets
bugs? They're arthropods or whatever?
They are. Yeah. Crabs and lobsters.
Really?
Yeah. Lobsters are delicious.
Have you ever been to France? You ever go to France?
Yeah.
You ever have
many times.
snail?
Slugs.
You ever have
I never ate snail. no.
Delicious.
Never had
Tastes
it.
kind of like clam,
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it on bread with garlic and oil. I don't. It's funny because everyone's like, oh, they'll eat snails, and I'm like, bro, I just sit down and say, put food in front of me and I'll eat it. And they gave me a bunch of bugs or whatever snails are, and I'm like, yup. Food's food, man.
Not picky.
Kaj says the workers are low skilled and often don't speak German. There have already been some who have escaped the farms. Yikes, man.
I never heard of that.
Sai John Tower says, Tim, when talking about the accuracy of models, it is important to consider if the model accounted for social distancing or not. Completely agree. If I missed that one, I apologize. Arthur, thanks for becoming a member. Lion in the North says, freedom! I agree.
Much appreciated.
Bloodthirster Barry. Hey, Tim, from Michigan here. Cherry Health is a small nonprofit that works with low-income patients. The 3 major hospitals in Grand Rapids can test 2,000 a day and are not busy. Why is this the place CBS chose to focus on? Maybe they made a phone call and they said, would you be willing? And the other hospital said, no, please, no, get out of here. And then the smaller one was like, what do you need us to do? I'm just saying, I'm just asking questions. Arthur P says, MSM is total crap. Agreed. Joshua says, Shi Zheng Li, lead researcher, the Batwoman of China, is now missing, reportedly seeking asylum at the U.S. Embassy in France. Comment on WeChat: the Kung Flu might have escaped Wuhan lab. Unconfirmed asylum. Sayez says one eye open like CBS. Oh yeah. JDNX. My brother lives in San Diego. Said he hasn't seen these food bank lines. Could those be fake? I don't know. I mean, I've seen photos and videos of them. I don't think they're fake. Why would they fake a food bank line?
Yeah, I don't know.
Strange.
Like that's actually the food bank lines are evidence to reopen things. So if you're concerned they're faking it to make it seem worse, these things actually make it seem like the lockdown's been a problem.
Yep.
St. Miles says this shows how much independent journalism is important. It is. You guys should check out scnr.com. There is much to come. Scanner. So Subverse is now known as Scanner. The name is being changed for a variety of reasons. Just sounds cooler.
Scanner.
Yep, Scanner.
I like
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, SCNR.
It looks
and
great.
it does look really, really good. And the videos that have just been dropped are really awesome. Check it out. Go to the website. There might be a link to the YouTube channel. Oh, I think the trailer is on the website. So do it. Go to scnr.com and you can watch the trailer. Some people have said some things. So this is Subverse. This is the company I started with a couple of my friends. They're out reporting. It's I don't know if I'm supposed to announce who's working on the project yet, so I won't necessarily. I want to make sure I get permission. But let's just say when people find out who's working on this stuff,
Yeah.
people are gonna go, oh, it's gonna be funny.
Nice.
It's gonna be great. We got
Cool.
good stuff coming.
That's exciting.
Yep, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna bring back the good OG like on the ground reporting stuff that everybody loved back in the day.
Nice.
Somebody commented, they looked at it and they said, "Make Vice News great again." And well, it's like I worked there, right?
Yeah.
I was the first person on the team to launch Vice News, so I'm like, yes. And then I left for a variety of reasons. So the goal is to Subverse did under the brand Subverse. The last video they did is really, really good. You guys will probably really like it. It's on the ground at, I believe it's Albany. It's an anti-lockdown protest. And guess what the reporters did?
What?
They just interviewed the protesters and asked them what they were doing.
That sounds
So
amazing.
you end up hearing from the anti-lockdown protesters talking about how they take social distancing seriously, how they're sanitizing, but here are the real reasons why they're concerned about this and what they think.
Yep.
And surprisingly, they're not conspiracy theorists. They're like, we're really concerned, but you got to consider the economics. It sounds very much like what I've been saying.
Yep.
But you can actually hear it from them now, as opposed to when you go on Twitter and these journalists are like, they just want haircuts. It's like, no, the Subverse crew actually went and found out what these people are actually trying to do. So
Yeah.
Scanner.
check that out, Scanner.
Yeah.
Some grumpy goat says, ever since I've been listening to this stream, as a bit of a bodybuilder, I've been trying to make my diet more green. Love the show. Right on.
Awesome.
Watch Game Changers. It's all
Game
about.
Changers?
It's about.
Oh, we've
athletes. I'm not talking to you.
Watch the Joe Rogan thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch all the things that
debate.
you need to
Watch
find,
everything.
but it is really an interesting thing. It's about athletes and veganism.
Daniel Sotelo says, every time I see a post referencing QAnon, I think of the character Q from Star Trek The Next Generation, and I can't take it seriously. Q is awesome.
Yeah, he was a great
Dude,
character.
such a good character. One of my favorites.
Totally.
Alexandra says, I don't know what to believe anymore. Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
Chuck Moore says, China just built a B-2. They almost have 80s tech. Yikes. Daniel says, most hospitals are turning away routine procedures, non-emergent care, so they are seeing a major decrease in income. They may be boosting numbers for funding. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
John says, just discovered your content a week ago. Wanted to show support even with funds being tight right now, I believe you mean.
Thank you.
Likely new lifelong fan. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it, man. Seriously.
Yeah, appreciate that.
George Wood says, WikiLeaks Twitter claimed in 2019 that QAnon is actually a Pied Piper operation to find enemies of the establishment. Makes them easier to discredit. That's what I'm saying. Listen, within whatever the QAnon thing is, there's probably morsels of truth.
Yeah.
And so there's legitimate things that could be captured. But I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about QAnon, right? That's the point. But what happens is, let's say you discover some dude embezzling cash.
Okay.
What they'll do is they'll release a bunch of emails somehow, and the emails will talk about weird things. And then when you come out and say, I've discovered it, they're embezzling money because they're secretly trying to hoard magnetic frogs to build a new race of Mars-dwelling frogmen, then you're just like, whoa. But the truth was they're embezzling money.
Right.
They put the fake news around it so that no one will believe you.
Okay.
That's what you got to watch out for. That's why I always tell people when they're getting into conspiracy stuff, it's like, start with the facts, ignore the speculation, ignore the predictions, take the hard evidence. Because if you can convince someone based on hard evidence, that's all you need to do. Ignore the traps.
Yep.
Matthew says, gotta love information warfare. Yep. The Owl Who Was says, can you get together with other YouTubers and stage a boycott? If you all make the move together as the content providers, us, the content consumers, will follow just like MySpace. It's just not possible, because every time someone emerges, they get destroyed. They get their funding pulled. They get accused of being bigots. They get flooded by, like ultra traditionalists and like weirdos and conspiracy stuff, and they get eviscerated and just blown out of the water. Like, there are activists in media who want to make sure only powerful corporate entities can survive. Don't ask me why. Some of them work at Vice. Arthur P. says Don Lemon is a joke. I appreciate it. Can I actually pay you to have said that on this chat so people can see it? Because I agree that much.
Yeah.
All Metal Mike says, I'm fighting fake news by having a mannequin sit at my laptop and using a fake online account while drinking fake coffee. Wonderful.
Nice.
Bobcast24 Ida says, I'm an emergency doctor. As per your convo about COVID toes yesterday, COVID causes a coagulity. How do you pronounce that?
Hypercoagulate. I can't.
Hypercoagulability.
Hypercoagulability
state
yeah.
is a word I'm not familiar with.
That's a long word.
This is causing microthrombal. These small thrombi.
Okay, thrombi are blood clots. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
So
good thing we
that
have a fancy doctor here.
hypercoagulation.
Okay, are leading to rashes, strokes, and PEDVT. Yikes.
Yeah.
Steve Fernald says, talk about UFOs.
We have.
They're out there.
There's
yeah,
one.
we have a segment.
There's one right there.
Japan.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh,
Is
wait.
it spinning?
Where's
It's
the
part
air
of
thing?
spinning.
It started moving right now.
We did a segment on UFOs the other day. You can check it out. It's in the video section. So seriously, go check it out. Onyxin says gun and ammo registration is unconstitutional. It will be used to take guns from those who don't buy back, like it will in Canada when some won't. Bobcat says, so when are you going to talk about the Vela incident or some other cool space stuff? I don't know what that is.
I'll have to
Yeah,
look that
people
up.
have actually suggested this to me, the
Well,
Vela incident.
One of the things we wanted to do is like reserve the last portion of the show for more like weird, wild mysteries, UFOs, aliens, and stuff. So I think we'll try and do that more consistently. Bloody Bleeder says, damn, Adam, how you let Tim dunk on you like that? I don't remember specifically what that was in reference to, though.
Yeah, I don't remember. I actually saw that.
Oh, when I called you racist.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Really dunk.
I'm not, so whatever.
It was a joke.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
making the argument. That's
Maybe
what they
that's
do.
what it was. I don't
Adam's
know.
too chill to be dunked on.
That's
Yeah,
true.
no, it's like
True.
You can try to dunk on me. I just
voting
feel
for
like,
voting
nice,
for
nice dunk. And
Voting for
I'm going to
Trump-
continue on.
voting for Trump does not make you racist. The point is that that's the only argument they have because people are scared of being called racist. So I think that's one of the things too. Like, I don't care what people call me. They insult me. They call me names. They say this. I don't care.
Yep.
And so that's one of the things. I think if you have that, you're harder to sway. So there
true,
are people
yeah.
who are like, maybe I should vote for Trump, and they'll go, "You're a racist," and they'll go, oh, "No, I'm sorry. No, you're right.
No, I won't vote for him.
I don't
then.
want people to call me names."
Call me whatever you want.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, man.
I don't care.
David Van Am, can you talk about the Canada gun ban last week? We did briefly mention some of it. I don't know a whole lot, but I know they banned like airsoft guns and other ridiculous nonsense. And people are posting photos of like semi-auto rifles that are like not banned,
Yeah.
that are better or worse in some capacity than like what they did ban, proving that the bans had nothing to do with anything other than cosmetics.
Yep.
That's what they do here too. They're like, that gun is scary. We must ban it.
We must ban.
So dumb. Robert, thanks for the super chat. Arthur says Ted Nugent for president. All right.
Random.
Crimson Ghost says best conspiracy theory yet. Rather than a pig bat walking out of a Wuhan lab, our leaders are preparing humankind for the arrival of our alien overlords. War of the Worlds, man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, we have another story that we didn't get to. The military apparently put out MEPS put out a memo saying that if you've ever had COVID, you can't enlist anymore.
I don't get that.
I don't know, man.
I can't believe
what does
that
that
either.
mean?
It doesn't make
We
any
have
sense.
this right here.
You're gonna run into trouble. with that.
Coronavirus survivors banned from joining the military. This is from today. This just came out.
What is the? Let's talk about this. No, I mean we don't have that much time. Let's talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah,
save
we'll
this.
Come back to this.
We'll talk about this tomorrow, everyone.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Bobcat says the COVID patients tend to have elevated dimers, a marker of excessive clotting. The dimers are running 3-4-fold above normal in severe infection. Higher dimers are associated with higher mortality. Yikes, man. I don't want to get this
Interesting.
thing.
Sounds like a blood disorder.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
George Wood says, hey, Tim, did you guys get my tweet about the Wuhan CDC video of interns collecting bats without wearing proper PPE? I tweeted it to Adam, too.
Yeah, I was looking at this. It's basically a video that shows these people out in China going into these caves, and I actually watched a little bit of it. It was right before the show, so we didn't really have time to gather it. But I mean, they would spend days in these caves. It wasn't like they were just going in and grabbing a bat. They would go in and like stay in these caves for days on end, capturing these bats and like collecting samples off them, pulling ticks off them to like, because only, I guess, specific ticks are only found in these bats.
Yeah.
So that's another thing they're collecting.
Gross.
And you can see some of them don't have masks on, and they're down in these caves. So it's like, it's pretty bad.
That's not good.
All right.
But I did see that. Yeah, did see that.
Let's see, where are we at? Arthur P. says, Nikki Haley for president. Theodore McCarthy, the swing voters who decided elections don't watch the mud wrestling. They ignore partisan politics and vote on practical matters. Hopefully. Ground Squirrel says, look up the Ahmed Arbery video. We did. We talked about it. Yeah. Joseph Alvarez says, Dear Tim, did you hear about the COVID researcher who was murdered this morning? Conspiracy to murder. What is going on? So we did talk about this the other night. The Pittsburgh researcher who was on there was about to be a breakthrough. Turns out some dude tweeted last month. He was like, well, this guy's about to find a cure for COVID.
No. He said they found the cure. This dude found the cure. He says he found the cure for COVID, and he
submitted it for safety
submitted
testing,
it
right,
to the FDA and is waiting to see what happens.
How much you want to bet he died mysteriously?
That's what it is in the tweet. They're saying like, look, watch he gets taken out now.
Right, but it is just some random dude.
True.
So it's interesting.
It is true, but it's.
I also point out the thing about prophecy is that if you take, what is it saying? Like, a million monkeys will write Shakespeare or something.
Okay.
Banging on a typewriter.
Yeah. So you out of the hundreds of millions of people who use Twitter, one guy said, "Look at this, someone might die," and then everyone goes back to it like, "Whoa!" And it is kind of weird. It is.
Well, especially when Ian came in here and was like, "Did you guys see about this Fauci thing that he has, like, he's set to gain a lot of money because his company is going to be making the vaccine."
Yeah.
It's like,
welcome to crony.
But if there was a cure, and they
right,
then the whole plan would have just come unraveled then.
If
I know this is all big ifs, but
right,
I mean, it's a pretty big if.
Vash says the news is a phony, a big fat phony. That's a Family Guy reference.
Nice.
RJ says butcher for a Kroger-owned store. The shortage has some initial truth, yet is also part of self-fulfilling prophecy, making it more true as we go, already limiting how much a customer can buy. Interesting. Justin O'Toole says, sounded like you were talking about the plot of Avenue 5. The entire bridge of the cruise ship are actors, and the captain, Hugh Laurie, is also fake. Oh, cool.
I don't know that.
DC Pagan says, when are you going to cover the Libertarian Party candidates? You already said that you favor neither the Democrats nor the Republicans. Well, I'll look to the Libertarians, man. You ever seen that meme with the fox in it?
No.
Do you
or
know
maybe.
I know exactly
I don't
what
think
you're
so.
talking about.
It's
Yep.
Oh man. Let me see if I can find it actually. So
What
I
is
can
it?
kind of explain it. You want the picture?
Oh, I want the picture.
That's a great picture.
It is one of the
You'll see, Adam.
best memes ever.
The most accurate, on point.
No,
meme.
that's not it. I want to.
Oh, okay. I've seen that fox before. It's like a dried up
so
husk
dumb.
of a fox. Yeah, I don't know.
I just saw it go by too. I wish I had saved it.
Is that it right there?
Here we go.
Oh, okay, here.
There it is.
Oh, snap.
Libertarian ideas. Look at that gorgeous thing.
Yeah.
Libertarian candidates.
Yep.
Look at that scraggly disaster.
It's so true.
Everyone knows this. Even
hurts.
libertarians know this. And one of the other memes I really love, you know the Willy meme from Simpsons?
I'm not sure.
Where
No.
you know what I'm talking about? Where Willy's like, Principal Skinner says to Willy, "You sure do hate this group of people, or hate a lot of people."
Oh yeah.
And then he's like,
Scottish.
"That's true. The Scottish hate this group and this group." And then he goes, "And especially the Scots. Damn Scots, they ruined Scotland."
Yes.
So the meme is, "Damn libertarians, they ruined libertarianism." There are some really bad libertarian candidates, but
Okay.
Justin Amash is running, and I have very little respect for that guy.
Is he libertarian?
He was
considered an independent. I think?
Republican, turns independent, realizes now
Trumper.
he's going to lose his job, so he goes to run as a libertarian. You know what, dude? I can't stand all these people. You know what I mean? There have been some good libertarian candidates, but there have also been some really wacky ones, and there's a lot of things they can't really agree on. There's an interesting conversation because depending on, like, there's different kinds of libertarians.
Okay.
Do you believe in open borders or closed borders?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I think closed borders.
A lot of libertarians are for open borders,
Okay.
arguing that we should let people just go about and do their thing. And there are some who believe in national sovereignty, but with libertarianism on the inside.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
more where I lean.
There's a lot of conversations like, some have argued should a person be allowed to sell drugs to kids?
Yes.
No.
really.
I think
they
the
argued that.
Right, they did
Yeah.
it. I think the answer is a resounding no.
Of course not.
Right.
I think we have regulations for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
all about the mixed economy, man. But I slightly left libertarian, but not all the way down. Otherwise, left libertarians are like, do whatever you want, man. We're gonna go smoke, in the farm and eat some fresh wild apples.
That's what it boils down to.
That's what I can't stand about the political compass when they argue that left libertarianism is Antifa.
Okay.
It's not. Left libertarianism is like a vegan hippie on a farm being like, yo, I just found these fresh berries. Do you want to share them? And then they both die of poisoning. I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating. But it's like hippies on a farm. They work together. They share. They're just like sitting there, Hippies on a farm, sort of. I mean, they're still doing work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Arthur P. says Trump was a huge contributor to the DNC.
Huge.
She
Interesting.
was the huge.
Party says a big beautiful bull from sea to shining sea. That's Donald Trump. Eric says, who do you think would have an advantage in a civil war where there's physical fighting on the street? Far left Antifa types or conservative? Oh, conservatives, dude.
Oh,
have you seen the
sure.
video of the Proud Boy boxing? He knocks out the Antifa guy.
No.
He like goes for a swing and then he stops and then he winds up again and then boom and the guy just goes rigid and knocks down. Look, man, these Antifa types are scrawny, frail, like twistedly educated into weird ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And the conservatives are like farm boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like they're doing.
They're trained with guns.
They're trained with
for
guns
sure.
too. Yeah. So yeah, nah. When you see the Antifa clash with the Proud Boys, like it's usually very lopsided.
Okay.
Very much so. Let's see. MDNOS says, what has become of Emily Molly? SCNR.com. You heard it here. Go check it out. She's doing that, and she is doing great. Michael says, have any of you watched Designated Survivor? It's about a cabinet member that becomes president after all of Congress and the president, wow,
Yeah, I did watch it actually.
are gone. Yeah.
It's Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, is it good?
It's not bad
Yeah.
actually. It's better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
Graboid says, when will you make a shirt that says people do people stuff? If you don't, I'm going to steal it. Also more proof that Tim is an alien. So I don't say that all that often, but I have said it a lot in the past.
It's pretty funny.
People do people stuff. It just means that like humans are predictable, man.
It makes me think of human music. Boop boop boop.
Party says, these people have the morality of anime villains. Oh yeah. Real T Hijack says, dude, you need to hook up with Lao Wai and Serpensa. They're experts on Chinese culture and both lived for over a decade. They're both awesome. Yes. We're locked down. That's been the big, roadblock. So,
Yep.
we've been talking about it for a while, but maybe once we are free again, free peoples.
Yeah, maybe.
Seth Baldwin says, broke the damn.
The Dem.
Yeah. Arthur says polls can be corrupted for sure. Stuttering Chris says, why doesn't the gov just print money? It's so dumb. That's right. Just keep printing it out and pour it in the streets.
That will be fine.
Party says, I want to be the vanilla ice to Trump's Dio-sama. The Grizzly says, if the right can't participate in the electoral system, I think they could be forced into civil conflict. Do you think there's anything that can pull the left back from their lurch toward the extreme end with their ideology? I feel like it's kind of happening. It's kind of happening because the people who are very much for Bernie need to find allies.
Okay.
And if they are at war with the establishment left and the populist right, then they are nothing. They have no political power. They are gone. So now it's interestingly, I'm seeing a lot of this on Twitter. There are some like progressives that I'm seeing like retweet and overlap and agree with some Trump supporters and conservatives. Not completely. I'm not acting like it's a big thing. But it's interesting to see now that Trump's base is completely against Biden for so many reasons. And because the progressives also are against Biden, there's like natural allies forming for now.
Okay.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. NYBSFP says, it's Trump's today. It's the next guy tomorrow. Anyone who understands that loves Trump because at least he fights the BS. Travis says, Republicans have had to face scrutiny from the media due to bias for 40 plus years. Now in the age of social media, Democrats are being held to the same standard. So Republicans are more adept at this. I think so in a lot of ways, for sure. Noah, thanks for the super chat. White Rat says, the Dems that believe Biden assaulted Tara Reid, but also vote for him anyway, have sold their souls to get Trump. Yup. Dane says, people old enough to remember Bill's presidency know why we don't like Hillary. Ooh. Morph1 says, shut up and take my money, you lovable folks. I will. Thank you. Andrew says, money for the official honorific. Based Jesus. Is that? Oh,
Thank you.
Nice
they've changed
upgrade.
soy to
Oh,
based.
I like that.
Man, I'm honored.
I love it.
Based
Thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you.
David S. says, Biden wants a pardon for Hunter, nothing else. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Arthur says, Biden would only be a figurehead. Good job, Dems.
Yep.
Sean says, aloha from Hawaii. Governor David, how do you pronounce it? Ige? Extended our lockdown through May, but we're starting to reopen tomorrow. Need my Ross and Bath and Body Works fix. Right on. Midland says, good evening, Tim and Co. Been a week or so, but needed a break from the news. Don't know if anyone started the book I sent, but if so, I'm sorry for errors. A now fixed small file mix-up. Hope it provides an escape. Love the show. Appreciate it.
Haven't seen the book yet, but
It's Fathead says, Mr. Poole, if you get a chance, sometime later, will you take a look at this? It seems to resonate with me, and I believe it would resonate with your journalistic side. I would like your thoughts. I can't click the link, so we can try and figure it out what it is later. Sorry. Joshua, thanks for becoming a member. Jerry says, what about this camera angle? Adam asked. Tim surveyed the new layout before briefly locking eyes with Lydia. His gaze quickly darted to the UFO. It looks, Tim began. Good. Lydia shuffled nervously. The UFO wobbled. What?
What is happening in this fanfic? I don't understand.
keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Keep
Jared,
polishing it.
Jared says,
Keep it coming.
Is that like a line from it?
I don't care. It's funny.
Did you hear about Tanzania suspending COVID testing due to the test showed a pawpaw fruit testing positive for the Wuhan
I did
virus?
hear about that.
Amazing. Elite Spanker says, Adam, my favorite non-conservative.
Heck yeah.
Jerry says, after too long and awkward silence, Adam leaned in. This guy gave us $20, by the way,
Keep
to
reading.
read this.
Whoa,
Keep
dude.
reading.
After a too long and awkward silence, Adam leaned in towards Tim, doing his best to hide his jealousy. What happened in that van? Tim could only sigh. He had asked himself the same question several times. It's complicated. Let me add a line.
I love it.
That is
For what
amazing.
Adam didn't know, that Tim had already been replaced by the Xenors. The van had been corrupted and abducted, and the
Xenors,
alien
huh?
slugs had taken over Tim's body and completely turned him. Soon, Adam would be next.
Ooh, I like this story.
Arthur P.
If
says,
I start rocking his beanie on the show, you guys know
No.
it's not me anymore. Okay.
you did that once already,
I was
didn't
gonna
you?
say I did as a
Yeah.
joke. I did.
Arthur says, sometimes you just stand up and go for it. Nib says, Biden isn't actually experiencing dementia. He's just using Hillary's cook. Oof. J-Mac says, you guys are gamers, but what about Lydia? Does she partake in any virtual release? Stay safe and vigilant.
I go on Twitter sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sometimes.
As a
that's
no.
it. That's a no. Sorry.
Titan says, although Bernie dropped out and didn't give up his delegates, could he re-enter the race with his delegates and be the front runner? I don't necessarily think so.
Good question.
Because I think it goes to an open convention, and the delegates can vote for whoever they want. I'm not entirely sure, though. I'm Amerido. Thanks for the super chat. STFU says, Sleepy Joe isn't a shipwreck. He's like a super long turd that refuses to flush even after getting the plunger involved. That's the best way. That's a good way to describe it.
I appreciate
Funny.
that.
Coyle says, Trump is probably on modafinil or something similar. I can tell you one Biden policy, he's going to have Beto disarm everyone. Don't vote blue if you heart 2A. That's a good point. Logan Porter says, mock punch or mock punch. Hi from LRAF Semper Fi. LRAFB. Guested said, why doesn't Joe Rogan go on Soybeanie TV featuring Lydia? I mean, Joe's a busy feller, man.
True.
Sam says, should take a phase to live by from the Royal Navy and the grand old lady's motto. Belli duro despicio. I think it reflects your stance and how you approach different subjects. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Look it up.
Tyler says, I'm copywriting Shamdemic. Change my mind. Ashton says, Biden presidency equals shadow oligarchy of Clinton Obama. Yup.
Yep.
GPN says, been listening for a whole year. It's my birthday today. Keep doing great. Thank you very much.
Happy birthday.
Mercy says, real threat of China exists right now. Yes, but when November comes, Trump walks out the victor. What do you think the odds of civil war happening are? Very high. I mean, these
Whoa,
people...
that was
Whoa.
that was like the smoking guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
These people are nuts, man. It's like there's no talking to them. That woman went on MSNBC, I don't remember her name, and she was like, Trump's talking about exterminating Latinos. It's like, is that the world you live in? That's insane. Trump never said anything like that. These people have lost their minds, man. Anon Nobody. Not sure if you can let us know or not, but how are things going, Subverse News? Appreciate your unbiased approach in the news. The best you can.
Hey, we talked about that.
SCNR.com. Things are going
Yes.
really great. Neil Robinson says, Tim, have you heard about Clade X. I haven't. PA, thanks for becoming a member.
Thank you.
Thomas Smith, thanks for the super chat. He says, Tim, respect your opinion, but if you can't vote for either the R's or the D's, then you need to find a third party that you can vote for, even if they can't win. That says more than not voting at all. Perhaps. We'll see. Let's see. Casperia says, Tim, your shirt tug reminds me of the Picard maneuver. Uniform shirt tug. So now it's the Tim maneuver. That's right. You know, Picard would always pull his shirt down.
Yeah. I'm ready for battle.
Yo Chevid, thanks for the super chat. Carl's Jr. says, JFC, you wear a beanie because you're bald, you liar. You claimed it was to protect your identity. I literally said that. And my story has always been the same. I met a guy.
It's true.
So I had a feature in GQ magazine. I met a guy and he told me it was powerful branding and to use it. And then I said, it makes it harder for people to recognize when to take it off. It's specific branding to maintain a specific image. That's why I wear the same clothes every single day.
Yeah,
I own other clothes.
That's pretty
Like
straightforward.
when I posted an Instagram where I'm wearing different clothes. I'm wearing a different beanie too.
Oh, what the heck?
The Lepardi says, just watched the Ahmed video. It kind of looks like both sides were on the wrong. Do you think this would lead to rioting in Atlanta? Yes. St. Grizzly says, if you put harumph I say in a t-shirt, that's what I'll buy. Everyone in the chat say, harumph I say, LOL. Oh, there we go. Kyle Miller says, Beanie Gang, you know it. GPN, can we make Beanie Gate a thing? Yes. Joshua Carpenter says, I will buy a Hawaiian print beanie in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Interesting.
do
Hawaiian
that?
print. We can do funny things.
Probably pretty low on the list, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Space Dolphin says, have you seen the Plandemic documentary? No, but I will check it out. EL. Point of order in regards to WA. Washington. Western Washington State is crazy. Those of us on the east side just want to get by. Hear, hear. Like Fry says.
Like fry.
Like Fry. Adam, remember my beanie idea? The beanie is watching?
Yes,
with a
I
small
do.
symbol of a beanie with an eye in the middle.
Oh, yes.
Since you all look for the truth in this, that's a good idea.
It's true. I remember this.
The all-seeing beanie.
Don't worry, Like Fry. I got you.
Dwayne says the beanie. Everyone's saying harumph I say in the chat. The beanie is covertly lined with tinfoil. It just provides cover. JK, you guys are great. Newsweek article I sent to Adam about gain of function research. Anomaly featured it. Cool. For those that are interested,
I saw that.
you will never find a video of me going back like 20 years without the beanie. I have always skated with a beanie on. Well, there are baseball caps. That's not true. I think I have a baseball cap photo on Facebook of me with my dog.
Time to do a deep dive in the internet, people.
Oh, boy.
Good luck. Happy hunting.
Ferocious Cake says, beanie count got me lit, fam. Yeah, we used to have those baseball caps that there were the all-size ones. What are they called?
The stretch
It was the
caps?
stretchy ones, but it was called something.
No.
And all the skateboarding companies had the baseball caps, and we'd wear them backwards.
I actually like those.
And it would soak up all the sweat and then run it down the back of the brim, and it would drip out.
I
It
used
was
to
a
rock that.
filter. Keep
Smart.
it out of your face. Thanks for the honest reporting. Also, National Nurses Day. Thank you, nurses. Appreciate it.
Word.
Ferocious Cake, beanie count got me lit. Did I read that already? Andrew Mason says, I've eaten snails, also ate guinea pig in Peru.
Well,
Ooh,
you're
man.
gross, Andrew. I'm just kidding. That's my buddy.
Jack of all says, darn, dude, I was looking forward to the bubes on Subverse. Well, no, unfortunately not. Just sharks. Like Fry says, thank you for all your hard work searching through the minefield of fake news for truth. I try. Tyler says, any thoughts on Tesla HVAC system using advanced heat pumps to pump heat out of refrigerator, freezer, and into water heater, as well as handling individual room temperature, therefore being very efficient? I have no idea.
Sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting because
Yeah.
I actually, believe it or not, I used to work HVAC. My dad owned his own business for a while, so I know how to do all that stuff, and it is not very efficient, and Freon isn't very good for the environment. So if we could find a way to move away from that, it would be great.
Hans says, hi, Tim. Greetings from the Philippines. Have you heard of the craziness of the pro-China Philippine president, cops shooting an unarmed war vet with PTSD, and the president shutting down a news agency? Man, no, I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Yikes.
I mean, I've heard crazy things about the Philippines, so. OVSUB says, how do I get into the guitar? Have one gathering dust. What's your favorite song?
Yep.
Learn how to play it.
Yep.
Learn how to play it. Sing it.
That's it.
Andrew, thanks for becoming a member.
Thank you.
Let's see. Are we going to jump? We did. Where are we at? Brooke Harrington. John Dubois of Camillus Health Concern is rapid antibody testing homeless. Big issues, false negatives due to not using pipettes. Positive tests were lab tested. They all came back never having the virus.
Pipettes. Yeah.
Oof. What does that mean?
They're the little testing things. They
Yeah.
pull up drops with them. Yeah. If they're contaminated.
Pei
it's
Chen Wu
expensive.
says video of tour inside Tim's caravan. There is one on this channel.
On this channel.
Oh, it's on this one?
Yes.
It
Yeah,
is.
early.
Yeah.
Right,
The
early in
first-
the videos.
first
yeah.
video.
It's
So
true.
if you go to the video section of this channel and go to the oldest, you can see the van.
That's right.
St. Miles says, I got my UFO yesterday. Nice. You got one of the same
Oh,
ones?
that's cool.
That's cool. I love these things.
Nice. They're spreading. Our
Bring-
plan is working.
Yep. Well, we're not getting paid to promote it. Maybe I should hit them up.
Well, next the beanies are going to go out, and then the plan
and then
will
we'll
be
have
complete.
a floating beanie in the middle of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put the beanie on the UFO and it'll spin.
Oh my God.
That'll be cool.
I like where your head's at.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Bringer says, last segment of each show, Adam's deep dives. Yeah.
I was thinking about doing like a deep dive Saturday or something because
Oh, and then doing your own thing.
everyone seems to really like the Tesla episode that I did. I did basically the first hour of just a deep dive into Tesla, and it would be kind of cool to do like a deep dive into people, famous humans that people might not know about that I would like to find out about. And
Now, see,
Yeah.
I do my morning show every day, and then this show Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And then the weekend nights, I'm chilling.
Oh, I know.
But if you want to do Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah, I know.
That'd
then
be
you're
so
like
fun.
you're doing every day, no days off.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I'm not. Everyone has suggested like, why don't you do the weekends? When Tim takes off, it's like then I would work every day. I mean, granted,
I do.
You do, yeah, that's true. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure it out.
All right, let's see.
We got this. We got
where
this.
Where we at?
Right there.
Jeremiah says, thanks. Tonight's TS notes are 2 pages, not 3. Sweet. Jamie Lee says, would media credit Trump if situation was good? Of course not. Come on. Do you even have to ask? Matthew Jaramillo. Well, actually, no. When Trump bombed foreign countries, he got positive press.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, is this Trump finally being presidential now that he's shooting missiles into Syria? I kid you not. Yep. When he does what they want, what the machine wants. Matthew says, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Benjamin Franklin, a quote that was true back then and is now, open up everything.
Correct.
My favorite version is,
I agree.
those that would sacrifice liberty for a little bit of security deserve neither and will lose both. Devin says, MEPS doesn't want soldiers that have had COVID due to the fact that they don't know how the long-term effect of the virus and how the long-term effect of the virus, and it may cause people to be combat ineffective. Pei Chen Wu. Video. Oh, you asked that already. Yeah. IB Rippenham. Tim, I just farted. Want to discuss it? You can super chat again.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, super chat again.
I wish you well.
Andrew, you start the conversation. Andrew Crumbaugh says, love your work, man. Very much appreciated. Cracklin says, Adam's so hot right now. Has he ever had an orange mocha frappuccino?
No, it sounds gross.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
That's a Zoolander reference.
But people do like chocolate orange. You know what I mean?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Orange
I've never been
orange
fan.
chocolate's disgusting.
What?
Yeah.
Fixie
Alright, fine.
Clary.
Period.
Wait, a pawpaw fruit? Sounds like the song Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book. Spartan says, what happens to the beanie during a heat wave? They're actually skate beanies. Like they're really thin. And it depends. It really does. They soak up all the sweat so I can skate. Vapor Trail says, just want to say the show format is awesome. Excellent move. But she should be on cam. Lydia is on cam.
She has
Have
a cam.
camera.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Devo says, I'm just here to shout out Styx Hexenhammer 666.
He's the bomb.
Styx Hexenhammer 666 is a YouTube channel. If you're not familiar, you should definitely check him out because he is pretty rad. He's a good dude. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Solid.
He's a smart feller, man. Ogre says, in a few years, we are all going to find out hand sanitizer is the cause of cancers.
Oh, gosh.
I'm waiting for the COVID parties. When I was a kid, someone got chicken pox. We all had a sleepover at that kid's house. That people are doing that. But hand sanitizer is just ethyl alcohol. It's not, I mean, it maybe causes something, but it just evaporates. Dane says, correction nurse is weak. Oh, interesting. Andrew says, thoughts on bamboo skateboard decks. I'm a big fan, but they don't seem to last that long. They seem to get spongy real fast, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about a full bamboo decks that are like longboards are different than. I don't know if I've ever seen a full bamboo skate deck. I know there's some arbor boards have a top sheet. So it's only one
I've
sheet
skated full
out of
bamboo.
like 9 or 8 or I don't know how many layers they have, but
They're really, really good, and they seem to lose their rigidity really quickly.
yeah, they're good if you're a sponsored skater that you're breaking boards. You're a heavy
Well, you're
skater.
not going to break a bamboo board.
Yeah, you would.
No, man.
Not a full bamboo, but like a top sheet. Like it splits.
yeah.
It splits in a different kind of a manner, though.
I've had full bamboo boards.
I've broken a
Impossible to break.
top sheet
Dude,
bamboo
Me
board.
and my friends.
Not
so
a full board.
I had a bamboo deck, and it was really, really good.
It was 100% bamboo.
100%.
Yeah, I had never skated one.
And
of those.
then we so it lasted me like a couple weeks before it started losing its rigidity and becoming springy.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we got to trash it. We couldn't break it.
Really?
We were like putting on an angle and like stomping it. It just goes whoop.
But it did have. Did you notice that it has a better pop though?
Definitely.
Yeah.
For a little
I
while.
felt that. Yeah. At first,
So the board
it goes faster though.
The board I'm riding now, it's for the most part only riding in the yard where we have really smooth concrete.
Yeah.
And it's lasting forever. This is the longest I've had a board last me. Because I'm not doing stairs or rails or anything, skating the mini ramp. It's remarkable. It's a Reel. Reel and Anti-Hair are my favorite company, favorite shapes and everything. But if I was riding on bamboo, at this point, it'd probably be too soggy to skate.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. But they're cool though. I like they're very sustainable. The Worski says, name it Beanie Sanders. We should make a beanie. Let's make a beanie with white on the sides.
Yes.
Kind of funny.
And we'll
That'd
call it
be
Beanie
awesome.
Sanders.
That's pretty good.
I approve.
Yoann says, I would buy a Hawaiian print beanie. We'll make it happen.
All right, maybe.
Mark G says, when is Adam going to do a cover of Country Roads?
I
We're
guess
almost
I have
ready.
to talk to you about that because basically the reason I didn't do it is because of the copyright issues. I didn't want to get our
yeah.
channel in trouble
Oh, man.
We
by
got
playing
to
it.
look into it.
Yeah.
I think we're allowed to do it. I'm pretty sure we're allowed to do covers.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure we can do it because I guess the issue comes with making money off of it.
The channel makes money.
Which is why I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Right.
play
So-
originals.
Which is what I
Yeah.
did.
Perfect.
Seth
Perfect.
Baldwin says,
But hey, thanks for remembering.
Yeah.
man.
Appreciate that.
do you think a skater beanie could help with sweating from using VR? I don't know. But yeah, that's one of the biggest problems with VR.
I found a bandana works.
Bandana?
Yeah. Like, fold it in half and then do it here and tie it back. Because then the VR still fits comfortably because it's really thin, but it
Yeah.
also kind of catches the sweat.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot.
The opinionated one says, conspiracy doc called Plandemic going around on Facebook has associations with anti-vax movement. Be aware it was also removed from YouTube. Yeah, I'm very skeptical of a lot of stuff like this. Let's say Dak says, shards of Tarkir in ESH. What is that?
Or EDH?
EDH, is that what you mean?
I don't know.
EDH.
Shards of Tarkir? Oh, is that like the next set? maybe?
Shards or Tarkir in EDH,
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Shards of Alara? Is that?
I guess.
It's an old
I don't know.
set. I'm not really sure what the question is, but
Yeah. Well, anyway,
both are good sets.
we're 15 minutes over time
Woo.
because we all love you so much.
We do.
Oh yeah.
Thanks
we
for
were-
hanging out.
Yeah.
If you
Thank
haven't,
you, everybody.
hit the like button because it really does help.
Yep.
Hit the notification bell. Subscribe for more videos because we put up clips every single day. And yeah, man, make sure to follow me at Timcast. Follow Adam Krigler at Adam Krigler. Send Adam stories on Twitter, and then we will talk about them on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Send them over.
But
Appreciate it.
what's today? Wednesday?
Yep.
Yep.
We will see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Thanks seriously for hanging out, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Have a good night.